Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello. Are we live? We are live. What's going on, everybody?
We're
Live.
live.
Physical.
We'll do it live.
Yeah.
All right.
Kitchen.
All right.
A little bit of technical difficulties. Sorry for the late start,
sorry for
everyone.
the
I
late
was
start.
on my end.
I hope
Should've
everyone
tested
had a
it before.
great weekend in the beginning to their week. It is now hump day. I get
Hump
to go back to
day!
work tomorrow after being sick. That's gonna be great. But hope you're all ready to play some D&D.
Yeah, hope you get through the hump day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, a bit of an announcement, right? I don't know if Evan, if you
Go for
wanted to do it or
No,
all
go for
right.
it.
So, as of our last stream, with the one follower we got, which thanks again, Dumb Puppy, we love you. We got affiliate on Twitch. So yeah, so that
Yeah.
means we can now do custom emotes, subscriber benefits, which will be coming over the next couple weeks. For anyone that is interested in those, of course, we love you just for coming, following, watching. You don't need to subscribe. We don't want your money if you don't want to do it. It's always up to you. But yeah, now we're gonna have a bunch of options for you guys, so it'll be fun. More news on that in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Working on some things.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, are we all ready to hop into it?
I guess so.
Ready
Yeah.
as I'm gonna be.
So, we left off. Well, we continued our adventure. Well, you were all at a camp in the middle of the Chondawood, where 3 of these woodland-type creatures, later recognized as Thornies, kind of ambushed you as you were investigating a camp that contained multiple dead bodies, kind of strewn around a campfire. After dealing with these vine-entangled beasts rather quickly, after they would collapse and reform, you guys quickly realized that you needed the help of fire to be able to permanently put these beasts out of commission. But they were taken care of. Not before Calder almost lost his life in doing so. Pretty damaged, wounded.
Hurt a bit.
After you caught your breath a little bit, you decided to investigate the bodies that were strewn around the camp in general, and you discovered a few things. The camp itself seemed to be some sort of stationary camp that had been there for a while, just by the weathering of the boxes and the things that had been kind of set up around the camp. You could tell that this camp was not quickly raised by anybody, but it had been there before. But you can tell it had been used by the smolderings of the fire that were left there. Inside the tents, you found remnants of camping gear and a couple different things. So you found a very interesting gold ingot with a crest stamped upon it. Does anybody remember the name of the family? Here's
The
quiz
Destino
number.
family.
The Destino family. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Who are from Erebar, pretty much running the economic district close to the people in power there. Very prominent family, Erebar. Also, you found a couple magical items and some maps. So you found the boots, some maps of Elbadur, and also a map that kind of looked like it led from Elbadur to this camp here. Did I miss anything? Oh, yes, I did. On the bodies, you found a brooch or a small pin that was the symbol that some of you recognize as the symbol of the 5 blades. A very, very well-known and dominant criminal enterprise or organization within the large city of Erebar. Did I miss anything? In the camp? I don't think so, right?
Or a couple of scrolls, but
And some squirrels.
Yeah. Spell scrolls.
nothing big.
So after that, you decided to make camp within this camp here, getting the fire going once again, and having a few interesting chats between the ones who stayed up and took watches. We figured out a few things about almost every single one of you, the ones that took watch. Within the wooded night in the darkness, I think it was Adlith that spotted 2 glowing eyes. Oh, we lost somebody. Who it is?
There he is.
David.
That
Good. David, are you alive?
Yeah, I just for a minute and it wouldn't go back.
That's all good.
There.
That's fun.
You saw two glowing eyes and a very large smile that kind of caught your attention before disappearing into the forest. But other than that, no other creatures or things were seen during the night. Morning came quickly, and you all decided to continue to head north into the Chondawood, looking for what you know as the Looming Grove. On your way there, you continue to find ruins. I believe this is we got to the poison thing this session, right? Sorry, my brain's a little messed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Statue,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So as you guys were traveling, you were still traveling through these broken bits of ruins that seemed to become more and more scattered as you got farther north in the Chondawood. So you came upon a very large statue that kind of resembled the one that you saw near the camp. But it looked like it would need a position for a flute. The robed figure with the hair kind of falling down upon his breast kind of looked like it was in a position that it would hold a flute, except the flute itself was missing. As you all got closer, you recognized that a necklace, little inserts for gems were in the shape of a necklace and a bracelet around this statue. And as you got closer, Adlith, whenever you put Egg's pan flute, or did you have a flute? I forget. You put your flute in there. One of the flutes got put in the hands of
Somebody
the
got a
statue.
flute.
And
Pan flute was first and then Atlas.
whenever the pan flute was put in there, the gems went dull, and a poisonous gas emitted from the mouth of the statue, and it kind of made a big cloud that you all had to avoid quickly. After that, after the stones had been done, Adlith, thinking it a good idea, decided to put her own flute that she had in the hands of the statue. Also, I think it was Ren. Did you collect the gems? I forget who collected the gems.
Castus did with
Cassus.
2 nat 20s.
Cassus collected the gems off of the statue. And eventually, after deciding that it was a good time to move out of here, and trying to figure out why these gems were put here in the first place, you continued on into the Chondawood. Eventually, the remnants of these ruins that you've been passing through recently began to kind of fade out completely. And eventually, you were just walking into the open woods, led by Adlith. And after a few hours of walking into the day, you came up into this open field or glade or kind of out of the forest and kind of into this open kind of grassland. And as you did, Egg, you got some mushrooms that you got to acquire to experiment with. Adlith, you spotted a figure in the woodline opposite of this field, sitting in the top of the tree, playing. You couldn't recognize exactly what this figure was. It was a little bit taller than a halfling, but smaller than a human, kind of standing in the tree playing music, what sounded like from a flute, which was interesting. Everyone, recognizing Atlas, had seen this creature, began to approach, get closer and closer, before they heard a snap from underneath them, and everyone decided to dive and dodge out of the way, except one. Caldor was caught in a very large net. It seemed like it was made for multiple prey rather than just one. Engulfed him or one big man, slugging him into the forest where he now dangles. In the meantime, in the panic, the little creature, as Calder hung, called out, and he said, "Simonius, we have a problem." And with that, a large roar and thunderous hooves came bursting from the forest, as you saw a mighty centaur wearing this golden helmet with these horns that kind of raised up in a back curl about 3 feet above his head in this beautiful silver breastplate. Twirled his, I think it was a glaive. I can't remember exactly what it was that he had in his hand. Something of the sort. Javelin, glaive, one of those long pointy things he twirled in the air. And said in Sylvan, "Halt or die." And with one attempt, Adlith decided to put her hands up and told everyone to relax. And this thing began to charge at all of you. And as it did, Cassus, thinking it's smart, decided to cock his pistol and fire a warning shot at this thing, which only seemed to piss it off even more, as it stamped its javelin on the ground and roared something else in Sylvan, and that is where we left off. All of you sort of in a panic.
Yes, sir.
As this thing begins to charge at you. I want everyone to roll initiative, and I'm going to bring you over to the map.
Okay.
What
Oh,
die
boy.
to use? All right. Here we go. Don't fuck me.
Damn
it!
I rolled well.
Bless you.
Not bad for a dude in a net.
It is better than me. Oh.
Oh, great.
Give me a moment, everybody.
Oh, I forgot. I gotta do a thing. Oh. Mushroom.
I don't have to go
fail
before
me.
the rest of the party, just before the centaur. It's fine.
I don't think that'll be a problem with mine.
Need character sheets. Ooh, piece of candy.
Surprise candy, always the best.
Nice.
Candy. Piece of candy.
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, another piece of candy.
Well,
Oh, it's your lucky day.
This is my lucky day.
I'm gonna die.
Oh boy.
All right, 25 to 20, everybody.
23.
22.
Oh.
Giants, let's go.
Known for their dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super big.
Adlith and Egg, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, 20 to 15.
16.
Okay.
Man,
15 to 10.
11.
Guys, nice, dude. 10 to 5.
8.
10 to 5?
I got a 5.
Oof.
Yep.
I have a +3 to my dex, and I roll like crap every time on initiative.
Ren, what is your dexterity?
4.
It's okay. You will go first. Never can see the map. We good?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
yes.
on the wrong page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready?
We're
No.
ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. First question, is the small figure still visible, or is that figure hidden?
What you can see from right now, without
Yeah.
taking more time to look around, you do not see
Right.
the small figure.
Okay.
Last you saw it was jumping out of the tree beneath Calder.
All right. That's a shame. But Rin is freaking out, and this is her internal monologue. Nobody can hear this. But it's essentially, shit, fuck, why did he shoot at it? We just need directions. Oh my God, I don't want to fight anything. And unbeknownst to Ren, she is for the first time using her psychic whispers, and it is directed at the centaur. And so the
Okay.
centaur heard her inner monologue of shit, fuck, shit. Why did he shoot? I don't want to fight. I
I'm
just
sure that
need
wasn't directed at
direction.
Castus.
Okay. What does Psionic Whispers do?
Here, let me put it in the chat.
He's probably mildly unsettled.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so as an action, you can choose one or more creatures you can see up to a number equal to your proficiency bonus.
Yep.
And then
So-
roll one die.
Yes, for the hours. All right, so that's for 2 hours,
Okay.
and that does not count against my psionic dice because it's the first one. That is my action.
Okay. Bonus action?
Bonus action, is there a tree or anything near me?
There are a few trees. One right next to you. Kind of
Okay.
you're back up against it.
All right, for now, I'm gonna come around the back of this tree and bonus action hide.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
All right, that is gonna be A 20.
Okay. You're just kind of like putting your back up against this tree.
Yeah, I'm just backing around the tree. I'm like trying to get out of sight, and then inner monologue is, just, oh god, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I hope Adlet can talk to him. And that's it.
Okay. Let me see. I will wait. Let me. It is now going to be our friend. Okay. Ren, as you're in your like panic state, you can see climbing up the rock, kind of in a prone position, next to you, a small creature. Yes. He's kind of belly crawling. You see him. He is a creature. He has a full little goatee beard. Actually, it's not a full goatee. It's actually just two large mutton chops. And he has these horns that stick out the back of his head that come into a curl and then go back out kind of straight like that. I don't think you would know what this creature is. You can go ahead and give me a nature check just to, real quick to see if you could recognize this creature.
Probably not. That is going to be a 7.
You do not know. He wears a red vest that is buttoned that you can see him like clanging, and you all see hairy legs. As he kind of goes into a crouch. All right, let's see here, and you hear him kind of talking to himself as he pulls out a. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. A bow.
Do I understand the language he's speaking?
He's speaking in common right now.
Okay.
And he is going to fire at the big guy, Egg Ball. All right. That is going to be a... what is it to attack? A 23 to hit.
That definitely hits, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage as you feel an arrow
Ooh, buddy.
right into your side.
Good thing we got that level.
Not
Okay.
wrong.
And Ren, as you see him do this, all of a sudden, he disappears.
okay. Very, very quietly.
The deck.
Alrighty, and that is going to be end of his turn. It is now to the 22s. Your guys' dexterity, Adlith and Eggval.
14.
16.
All right, Adlith, you are up first.
Adlith is going to look at the centaur and then Sylvan say, I'm sorry? That was a mistake. We just need help. Please don't hurt us. Please?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, great.
You're very persuasive.
Yeah, very persuasive. It's a flat roll. That's 3.
Oof.
You're pretty
Does-
sure this centaur is unconvinced as you see an arrow thunk into your giant friend's side.
Do the
there.
psionic whispers give her any sort of advantage, maybe?
It lowered the DC. That's for
Okay.
sure. Because as you see it, you think it's going to work, and the centaur kind of shakes something out of its mind as it's charging at all of you. You can see it
Okay.
disturbed by something.
Mm.
Okay. Can she fire still, or was that her turn to...
You can give me it. You can fire.
Okay.
You see that this thing has not changed.
14. 21.
That'll hit.
Okay. Shit. I didn't do my bonus action. That's my fault. 4 plus 5 for Foe Slayer, so 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. As you can fire at this, you can see it. The arrow impacts the leather cuirass that it has, and the arrow sticks into it. You can see the centaur is now unfazed by your arrow, but it definitely hurt.
And then I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna bonus action cast Hunter's Mark. 'cause I
Roger.
forgot to do it beforehand.
Very cool. He will now be marked.
And then she's going to say out loud in common, I tried! Didn't work! I can't move my token.
Sorry. I will get you. I always
Also,
forget. I
sorry
gotta
about
change
the
that.
dings.
You're all good.
Is dinner ready?
You
All
good now?
good.
Yeah, I can now.
Awesome.
There we go. Yeah.
Kitty.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Is that everything?
Yes.
Okay. It is now the Centaur's turn.
Wait, what?
It is the Centaur's turn.
Oh.
Good.
You wait.
All rolled 22.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Oh boy.
Wait.
Sucks.
And he is going to charge up. And he's going to slam into all of you. And he's going to, he kind of, and wheels up to, it looks like he's going to charge you with his helmet, you and Isaiah and Egg. But right before he does, he turns his ass end and he swings the pike at both of you. He's going to make a, first is going to be a pike attack against Eggval.
Mhm.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits. Yeah. Yep.
And since he charged at you,
Egg ball. My poor man.
that is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 4 is 12 points of piercing damage.
I will be using my stone's endurance to try to reduce that.
Okay.
So 1d12 plus 1. So that gets reduced 6 points.
All right, very cool.
So you
And
said
as-
the total was 12?
12, so it'll be 6
Okay.
points for you.
Okay.
And as he kind of takes a massive swipe at Egg, kind of sending Egg into a twirling dodge, he rears up at you, Isaiah, and he's going to come down and try to hit you with his hooves. Yeah, that's definitely going to hit with a 25.
Oh yeah.
So that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage. As he
One
comes
hurts.
down. He blows out this massive, just breath. As you can see, he is ready for combat. Standing next to you, this thing is quite tall. Even to you, Egg, it probably stands another 2 feet taller than you, about 8 feet tall, 8 to 9 feet. This thing is massive, and it is wide as well. The armor itself is beautiful. You can see inlaid within his breastplate are these vines that kind of glow with this thin emerald color as it kind of shines next to you. You can see leaves kind of parting away off of these vines that are on the breastplate itself. The golden helmet itself doesn't have anything on it, but it is beautiful. It doesn't seem like it has taken a scratch ever in its entire lifetime. So, but that is going to be the end of his turn. It is now your turn, Eggval.
Okay. I was gonna say, so I took an arrow shot from somewhere behind me. Okay. Is after having to take the shot and then take this fucking blow, I am going to. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna say, everyone, calm down. And I am going to cast Calm Emotions.
Very nice.
That is a 20-foot square.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna pop it in our chat room.
20-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
It's the
So
spheres.
Where are you gonna put it?
I think since Eggval does not prefers not to get in this fight, I just want to check distance. Since he knows it came from somewhere behind him, but he doesn't know where. He'll it'll probably be if I can snap to a corner, that'd be great. I think at that point, at this point right here. So then anything that is within a 20-foot radius of that point.
Of the tree?
Yeah.
So that means, okay, each humanoid. So everyone's going to have to give me a.
If everyone makes a charisma saving throw, you can choose to fail it. But the DC for this, if you'd like to roll it, is DC 14 charisma saving throw.
Sure, I'll roll. Why not?
Adlif, you
Yeah,
do not need to. Everyone else does.
That's a
And
natural
Calder,
20? Really?
That's a 22.
All right, just give me 1 second, guys.
13
It's
on
charisma,
my end.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Fuck.
At 22.
All right, so Isaiah,
12.
what was it? 12.
12.
Okay. Cassis,
22.
and Ren,
22.
Redrick.
13.
Okay. Right. So Isaiah, how do you think you feel at the moment? As you see a friend, but you also see a centaur kind of attacking you at the same time.
I mean, he wasn't angry or hostile to begin with. He was sort of just protective.
Yeah, so it kind of just makes you feel like even more dad mode at it right now. Like these friends of yours.
Let's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
calm it down.
Yeah, exactly. Your
Take a
friends
step
of
back.
yours, because it's technically the caster's choice that you're calming your emotions from, right? So I would just, even though you fail the save, it's still kind of funny to make you think like you're even more calm in the situation about all of your friends around you. But you see the centaur kind of, and he kind of roars at all of you, seemingly unaffected by the spell.
Oh,
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a good
Worth a
thought.
shot. It was worth a shot.
Well,
tried, my guy. Tried.
Anything else?
yeah. Oh no, I already cast the spell, so I can't do another main spell. Shit.
What was Egg's spell save DC?
13.
Okay, 13.
You're fine, Ritter.
14. Yeah,
Oh, it's
14?
14?
it's a
That's
14.
what it says on there. That's why I was concerned.
Okay.
So
It's
No,
a
he said
14.
13. He's still saved.
nah, I got
Redrick, you would
13.
feel the same dad mode. You're probably a little bit less angry than you
Yeah.
usually are at the moment.
It's like, all right, everyone, calm down. Sort this out.
Have a drink.
Oh, that's an important question though. If you're calm, can you rage?
I'd guess not. I don't
I would.
know.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be fine. Because it says you're indifferent about creatures of your choice. So I.
Indifferent about creatures of the
Yeah.
caster's choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just kind of giving flavor to you failing Eggwall's spell that he decided to drop right on top of all of you.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping it would have
Anything
worked
else,
on
Egg?
everyone. Well, I can't do any. I can't do what I want for my bonus action, so I guess I'll take out my longsword and hope for the best.
Okay. Calder.
Yeah. Okay. I want to bust out of this net if I can.
Okay. How?
So, good question, right? Is there an option in that thing for like a straight athletics check or something to?
You
Or-
can.
or-
It depends on what you want to do, my friend. How do you
Oh,
want to try to get out of here?
All
The
right.
rope itself is pretty thick. It's like, a good 3 or 4 inches in diameter, right?
Oh, that's
So
just awful.
it's big. It's a
that's-
big rope. It's intended to capture multiple entities, not just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna. I got nothing. All right. I'm gonna because I can't imagine I'm gonna be able to get an entire greatsword out of its sheath while I'm in this thing.
I would say you could, with enough
You
struggle.
think?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. I'll try then.
Because
If I can.
imagine in Star Wars, you know how they all get captured in the big net in the
Yeah.
yeah, right. But it's just you. So there's enough space for you to be able to like swim out and like move around, but you have like no way to get out, right? Just imagine
Okay.
it like a cocoon like this. You were just in it.
Okay. Well, I will try to yank out my sword then and like hack away at the net.
All right, give me an attack with disadvantage.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a natural 20. Down to a 16 plus stuff. 22 to hit.
You begin to saw at the rope here. Roll some damage.
Yeah. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. That's what'll do it. As you are cutting, the net cuts from underneath you and you fall 20 feet.
Can I try to like roll? I don't know. It's like straight down. I don't know if you can roll into that.
Yeah, you can try to give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
can roll.
It's not gonna go well, but you know, negative 6.
That'll not do it. You're gonna take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are now prone
Nine.
as you
I'm
fall
not-
under the net,
Good deal.
right under your chest, kind of knocking the air out of you.
Being that I have not moved yet this turn, I will use half my movement to stand.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3. I'll use the rest of my movement to get there, closer to the centaur. Just shouting, "Now wait a minute, god damn it! Let's just talk." That's it.
That's it.
That's
All
it.
right, Calder, you're free of your net. Isaiah, you were next. This
Okay.
massive thing just kicked you in the chest.
That did hurt a little bit.
I imagine.
So, quick question.
Long answer.
If I have grandfather has the ability to cast a spell for me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that counts as a separate turn though, right? So I can technically get the both off in the same round.
Like 2 different spells?
Yeah, because it's grandfather casting it, not me.
I don't remember how exactly that works. I thought. Let me look here.
So it's called a reaction channel magic. The homunculus delivers a spell. Never mind. Delivers a spell you cast
Yeah,
that
that's
has a
what I
range
thought.
of touch.
Yeah, I thought
Yep. Damn it. So close. Almost. I had another way of doing that.
that.
It's tense. What are you gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
Come on, Dad.
Now, boy, he's gonna look up at the centaur that's really mean and just look up entirely disappointed at him and be like, "No, we were trying to have a conversation. Maybe you should sit down and talk to us." And then he's gonna throw a little like ball underneath him that starts rotating and shoots out grease all over the area, but only directly underneath the centaur.
Dad uses
Okay.
disappointment. It's
And
highly
he needs
effective.
to make a dex save, correct? Is that grease that you cast?
Yep.
All right. That is going to be. Oof. That is going to be a 21.
Oh, damn!
God.
As he just
4 legs.
right into the grease.
I
Looking at you,
mean,
just stops and stares at you dead.
yeah. So that happened.
Anything else?
I will send grandfather up into this tree over here.
Right there.
to hang out for a minute.
Yeah. Let's see.
I realized, what is it? I don't know if I just, I guess for clarity's sake, calm emotion since the concentration spell that took damage. For the con save, I rolled a 6 total, so I forget how that works, but I think
You took
calm
damage
emotion-
before the spell.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Which one
then-
was after him? So
Here, I put grandfather in here. I'm gonna give you control of it as well.
nice.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yep.
All right, Cassis, you were up.
Okay. Hey, he's like, I really don't. He kind of says, I really don't want to fight or hurt you. I'm really, really sorry. And he's gonna line up, kind of take a deep breath, focus. He's going to fire, but he's going for a non-lethal shot. So somewhere on the giant horse body that's not lethal. Just putting it out there.
Bang!
And
You're fine.
Take
You're
a
fine.
take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, and he's going to spend a grit for a violent shot. Ooh, good. All right, that is not being okay. That is. Oh shit! Where's my attacks? Let's go. So 1 grit. That is that's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Okay. So that is 2d10 plus 3 because of my grit. Alright, oh, that doesn't go, that fell. Okay. Okay, so that is 16 points of piercing damage as I fire, hitting his giant horse ass.
You fire. You can see the legs underneath the centaur buckle for a second as it rights itself back up. It's pissed.
Okay, well, I'm gonna action surge and fire again. Again, non-lethal. Ooh, that's not great. That's a 10.
That'll miss. As you can see, the second shot, in it, Isaiah and Egg, you can see this the clearest. You see the bullet impact this thing's breastplate and it just goes, and it sends these sparks into the air. Close.
Shit. Okay. I'm trying to climb up a tree. Can I try climbing up a tree?
Sure. The tree's probably about 12 feet tall, but you can go ahead and give me an athletics.
Okay, I got good athletics. I think that's decent. Okay, come on, dice. Don't fuck me. Oh, that's not terrible. Athletics would be a. Shit, wrong page. Skills, athletics. Oh no, I'm bad with athletics. I'm good at acrobatics. That's a 6.
You just can't reach the lowest branch. It's about 5 feet tall, and it's just a hilarious sight. Adlith, you see him
Desperately
trying to
jumping.
climb this tree. This is not working for this scrawny human.
All right,
Anything
that's it. That's the end of my turn.
All right, Redrick, you were up.
All right. Without even a word, seeing how this is going, anyone that looks over just sees like the smoke from underneath the hood. You can't even see his eyes, just there, and like the arm kind of extends again. And you see this time as he enters a rage, like there's almost this bulge that begins to swell up like underneath his like hoodie coat thing at first, and then eventually curling out behind him is this long tail that kind of reaches out, this spiny like winged tail, not like winged but like spikes on the back tail. That'd be really weird, but and then he just like and just like sprints in here, and I will make an attack with that tail, which will be a I think that's a 10 total.
That'll miss. As
Yeah.
you
Just kinda
twirl
like-
around and try to BAM! You hit the center of the breastplate as you just hear ting as it rings out, and it's just looking down at all three of you, pissed as fuck.
I'll look up at it, pissed as fuck. And then I will kind of circle around it a bit, just kind of like prowling and like almost bestial, kind of like rotating my way around it.
Alrighty. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, back to the top. Ren.
All right. Internal monologue is, fuck, why are we fighting? Oh my god, I don't hurt people. I don't want to hurt people. What do I do? I can't let them hurt my friends. Shit. Fuck.
Come
All right,
on,
can
man.
I... All right. I guess she's she's gonna come around the tree. She's going to. What does the centaur look like right now?
Big.
Just
Big.
yeah, well, yeah.
Angry.
Surrounded by your friends, but he is mad.
Yeah. Can I? Her internal monologue is sorry, sorry, sorry. And she is gonna take a shot at its weapon, trying to
Okay.
break the weapon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay. Okay. Not gonna use that dice. I don't like that dice. I'll just roll this one twice. Okay. Okay. That is a. That one's a 14. I got a 14 and a natural 20. So 14.
14 just actually does not hit. Sorry. I thought it did, but just look. It does not hit. As you
Tease.
are in the mid panic, and it just goes wide right over top of the Centaur's back.
Like, okay, didn't want to shoot that arrow anyway. That's internally, in case he can still hear. Bonus action hide.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Oh, you're behind
That
I
is
thought you were
going
just
to
in the middle
be
of everything.
That is a 22.
Okay, you think you're well hidden. Next to you, you see Castus trying his hardest to reach up onto the closest branch.
Just gonna
is that
shake her
everyone?
head. Internal monologue. God damn it, Castus. Okay, that's all.
All right. So now our little friend's turn.
Friend of the strong turn.
From behind you, Adlith, you hear, excuse me, miss, bam, and he is going to, you find two horns right in the side of your leg. He's
Ooh,
going to attempt to ram you.
a dick.
That's rude.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling good tonight. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick question: does this
Yes, ma'am.
guy look like the right height for the little guy we saw in the trees?
You would assume, but you don't really see him at the moment. So that's going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And he does not disappear. As you see him, as he rams into the side of you, he looks down at a little necklace that he has. It just looks like a basic stone. And you see him whispering something into it. And he looks up at you. Uh-oh. And that is going to end his turn. It is now one of the 22s. I forget who goes first. Adlith, you were up. So in front of you, you see the satyr with these large brown mutton chops, his goat legs that have a lightish brown color. You see a little red vest that covers pretty much his body. You see this hair kind of flowing out from underneath it. His hair itself on the top of his head is tufted and curled into a dark, very dark brown. And like I said, his very large mutton chops that kind of poof out to the side. Around his neck, like I said, he was whispering into a stone. You see that he has a short bow strapped upon his back. He also has a sword in a sheath next to him. But he's looking up at you with wide eyes, kind of nervous at this point.
Adlith looks down at him and goes, "Eep!" and then disappears.
Disappear yourself.
Hidden step. She turns invisible. She's going to move to the end of that rock.
All right, are you trying to be quiet about it?
Yes.
Okay, so give me a stealth check real quick.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You're good.
All right.
He is going to make an attack of opportunity, but it's going to be a disadvantage.
Okay.
Where's my other d20s? That's going to miss with a 7. As you see him, once again, as you're running away, try to hit you with his horns.
Okay, and then she's gonna knock an arrow and fire at the centaur.
Okay.
That was a natural 20.
Ooh.
Hey!
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
so my hunter's mark gets doubled too, right?
All the dice that you roll, we're gonna double.
Double that shit.
Okay. 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Hot damn.
26, 27, 29 points of damage.
Okay.
Wild.
As you come out from your invisibility, kind of on one knee, you turn and nails the centaur right here, and it reels up. You can see it favoring it that side now.
That's her turn. She's visible again now, but she's kind of like crouched behind the rock.
Very well. I believe it is Eggball's turn.
Was that-
Wait, sorry. I had these
Yeah.
written wrong. It is the centaur's turn. Sorry.
You're good.
With that, he's looking wounded. You can see blood pouring from the multiple wounds that he has on him, but he is still going to attack. So, first is going to be against Isaiah. He's going to smack you with his pike.
Rude.
That's going to be a natural 1. As you can see, as he goes to swing, that wound that he just got on his one side kind of... and as he swings, you can tell the pain in his shoulder is definitely affecting him as it slams into the ground next to you and yanks it out, sending dirt flying in your face. And with that, he's going to try to kick Redrick with his back hooves.
You could have just
I
sat
will.
down.
I will use my reaction to add a D8 to my AC as I pull up my tail and kind of like try and like shield myself from it.
Very cool.
Just think that the tail.
It's going to be a
does.
19 to hit.
All right, let's see if we can fix that. Brings my AC up to 20. So just
That'll
barely
miss.
misses. It's
As
5 on the
it,
D8.
It does hit you. The 2 back hooves hit you, but you kind of take it, you brace it, and you slide into the dirt a little bit as you just throw his hooves down into the ground.
Kind of growl at him.
Now it is your turn, Egg.
Okay. I'm going to, with an action, cast Cure Wounds on myself because I kind of need it.
What does it look like when you cast Cure Wounds?
What is it? I'll probably man, I'm not doing too well. I will think to myself. What is it? I'll like reach back into like my pack for what is it for like some like rations. And I'm just gonna eat it.
Okay.
I just heal from
Video
injustice.
game logic.
Yeah. Just I take like a whole wheel of cheese and just eat it. So cure wounds 1d8.
You stole my sweet rolls.
I gain back 13 points.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
I really needed that.
Anything else?
Yeah, so what is it? So that was my action. So bonus action, I am going to... I'm going to do a quick little like hand motion off to the side towards Isaiah and say, if you ever get hungry, poke it. And you now have, what is it? One of your pockets is nice and warm and toasty, and you now have a bardic inspiration. So yeah, you can use it normally as a regular bardic inspiration. You can also, if you'd like, what is it? When you use it, you may regain HP equal to the amount that you rolled, or instead you can use the bardic inspiration die to re-roll any saving throws that you may have failed since the start of your last turn.
Okay.
I will go ahead and
Interesting.
pop that in the chat just
Please
so
do.
you can see that for reference. And then I guess whenever you use it, if you can go ahead and describe what your favorite little snack would be. But that'll be my
Ooh.
turn. I will stand my ground.
Interesting.
But I have to use it in a normal way to do the regain HP. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, just like you would be doing a normal bardic inspiration die. His is just a little bit unique.
Nice.
Anything else?
No, I will hold my ground with my long sword at the ready.
Calder.
Aw, buddy. I'm gonna run up on old Centaur buddy at a diagonal here. And I'll just say, we aren't here to kill anybody. Listen to us. Just stop. And as that stop kind of echoes out through the space, you all sort of feel this reverberation through you as though the word carries more power, which sort of vibrates deep in your chest. I'm going to cast Command.
Okay. It's a wisdom save, correct?
Yes. Wisdom save, DC 14.
Oh boy. That is going to be a 20.
Fuck me.
He just turns slowly
Damn.
towards you. Dumontuna, as he says to you in Sylvan.
I don't know what that means. Does he look angry?
Adlith, you know this to being as new blood. He looks angry.
I'm gonna assume you don't want to stop and just raise my great sword and get ready.
Anything else?
Oh boy. No, that's it.
Yeah, and those of you that are close enough, as you all surround it, this thing, it looks even more angered. You can see his chest rising and falling. You can tell that it is not fearful of all of you surrounding it. It seems to be prepared and probably used to this type of battle. But it is now Isaiah's turn.
Real quick, Grease is still there, and if it ends its turn in this spot, it's got to make another save.
Right. That is a dex save, correct? It's going to be 14.
Fuck.
Is that hit?
So close.
Yeah. No.
I got a DC 13. So close. Okay.
Where is the grease? Am I in it?
No, it's a 10-foot square, so
Okay,
it literally
gotcha,
just covers
gotcha.
him.
Yeah, just his space.
Perfect.
Oh, man. And Grease is not a concentration, so even if Isaiah goes down, it'll still be there, so I'm going to have some fun. Well, I think we tried diplomacy. Some of us tried violence. Maybe we try fear. And I'm going to take out my tinderbox and set the grease on fire.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It ignites. Okay.
Dad used to fuck around and find out.
Okay. Since this is a large area, you spark it, and all of you that are standing around it all of a sudden feel this heat. As you all just kind of like shield your eyes as the centaur is now kind of not engulfed, but he's definitely in the flames. Okay. So definitely fails to save, so he's going to take all the damage. And that is going to be 6 points of fire damage to the centaur, as he is now standing in flames. Now he looks panicked as the flames underneath him ignite.
And I'm just going to give a nice little whistle up to Grandfather and have him do a little shooting with meeny money. This one. Ooh, 11 plus 5, 16.
That'll hit.
Nice. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it still does something. Actually, crap. What does it do? Oh yeah. D4 plus proficiency. So 3 damage, but it's a little extra on top.
And that's force damage, correct?
Correct.
You see the centaur as he's like reeling around in the flames. Something hits him with a force in his back hind leg, and he buckles for a moment. He slowly gets back up. He's looking rough, for sure.
And then I'm
little
just going to
panicked
move
in
a
the
little
flames.
bit. Yep, I'm just going to move a little bit off to the side, keep my eyes locked on Calder, Wait to see what happens.
Alrighty, Cassis.
All right. What should I do? Cassis really does not want to fight this guy. He doesn't want to shoot him anymore. Okay, he's gonna look at the little satyr there. Kind of just. He's gonna point the gun at him, like, call him off now. We don't want to fight. We just want to have a conversation. Just call him off.
Okay, persuasion check.
All right, dice. Which dice is going to fuck me today? That's not bad. 15.
What was it?
15.
Okay. We'll see what happens on his turn. Anything else?
Was that my action? Was that an action or just kind of a free action? What
I would
can
say that
do?
was probably your action, since you were.
Okay.
It's gonna affect his, right? So, yeah, I would say that's your action.
No real bonus action. Then I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Good work, Castus.
Roger.
All right. After getting kind of like blown back, I'll kind of go with the blow a little bit and kind of like do like a full spin and come back around with the tail as I try and whip it into the side of him. Am I flanking with Eggball right now?
Yes.
All right, sweet.
This dude is quad flanked.
Oh yeah. Quadruple advantage? Is that what I heard?
I think
You
that's how
roll
that
it.
works.
10
right?
total with advantage.
And
Ooh.
A 5 and a nat 1.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard to
love to
get
see it.
through the flames. He is whirling around, just his sporadic movements. The tail swipes through the fire, kind of cutting it in half before it fills the area once again.
And I'm actually going to take a step back after I do
Okay.
that.
It's going to be attack of opportunity for sure.
All right.
He's gonna through the flames, cut through with his pike.
Or does he have
Once
a 10?
again, I will attempt to raise my AC with my tail.
All right. You have to roll that, right?
Yes, so that'll bring me up to a 19.
Okay, that is going to be a 10 to hit.
All
As
right.
through the flames, you see this massive pike as you just slowly back up once again. All
Sweet.
right.
That's it.
Anything else? All right.
That'll be it.
Our friendly satyr's turn.
Be a dick.
Hold, please.
He's like looking at you. Right. Okay. We're all fine here, and he's just going to approach you
Wait.
slowly.
Wait, don't I go
I
first?
think-
Oh,
It is
sorry,
a Ren.
Ren. You are up. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Rewind a little bit.
Okay. Ren is actually going to come out from behind the tree.
And I had that one
Um,
wrote down right too.
She looks at the centaur and sees that he's looking fucked up. She sees that her friends are looking fucked up, and in her head she's like, Jesus, this is out of hand. And she's gonna look at the satyr, and she is also gonna say, excuse me, sir, please call him off. We really just need directions. We don't want to fight anyone. I have a healing potion we can give him. I don't want to hurt anyone. And she's like very earnest. She's very earnest. She's got her bow in her hand and she's like holding it up, but that's her action. And I'm
Okay.
actually not gonna hide.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, that is gonna be a 24.
Nice.
Wild.
That is my turn.
Pacifist high five.
That's what up. Damn.
I don't like that.
Is he measuring the distance?
I don't like that at
Oh
all.
boy.
Oh, Evan, you sadistic bastard.
Meteor!
Fireball?
Very interesting. Okay. The 25. He looks at you now, Ren and Kessis. Fine. I'll do my best. He looks very nervous as he kind of walks up here. Simonius! They would like to talk. And he pulls something out from in his satchel that he has on the side, and he begins to play a tune on what looks like a pan flute. And all of you hear it. I need everybody, I
Oh
believe.
boy.
Shit.
Yes, everybody, to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's my wisdom?
Okay.
Okay.
Use my ducky die.
Oh, wisdom is. Oh, it's not terrible. Okay, come on, let's do this way. Come on. Critical roll, don't fail me now. It's a 13.
Okay, hold on one moment. Isaiah,
11.
Frederick,
13.
Cassis,
13.
you said 13? Adlif. I didn't hear you. Muted.
20.
Ooh, okay. Egg,
6.
Calder,
17.
and Ren.
16.
Okay. At this moment, everyone, including Sabonius, goes unconscious.
Holy
Except for
shit.
Adlif.
Even with a 20?
Except for
Right.
Adlif.
Yeah!
Also,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Half elves,
Uh,
Fae.
Yeah,
If
Faye
I-
and Stree.
I just want to state, Isaiah, if you'd like, I don't think you've used it yet. You could use your inspiration to re-roll this fail, if you'd like, since the saving throw.
Sure. What is it? A 6? It's a
Uh,
D6 at the moment,
No,
right?
you re-roll when
you
you
just
use it that
re-roll.
way.
It's a
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's at the start of the turn, though.
Yeah, it's at the start of your turn. At the
So
start
right
of the
now I
creature's
could just actually right now just using the inspiration at all.
Of their last turn.
Yeah, but in addition, at the start of the creature's turn, you can spend the bardic inspiration to re-roll a failed save, right?
From
But
their
right
turn
now,
before.
Yeah,
it would be
it's-
the start of
it's
his
fine
next turn
anyway.
that he would
Yeah.
be able to roll it, and he would. But right now he's unconscious, so
Oh,
the start of
gotcha.
his next turn he wouldn't be able to re-roll it because technically he's
Okay.
unconscious.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Ren,
Magic cannot put me to sleep.
you do not fall under the spell.
Hey.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
The rest of you
The ladies are up.
in Adlif, everyone, you two see everyone just fall
What the
to the ground.
hell?
Now's not time for a nap.
1 second. Um, he looks around. Yeah. Curious.
Don't you ever try talking to people?
That was supposed to work. That's the only way I could think to get the big one.
But why
To,
did you start shooting?
Well, you see, he looks and he grabs his necklace once again.
Oh gosh.
Shit.
Can Adlith try making a perception check to hear what he whispered?
Go ahead.
Okay. I got a good perception modifier. 14 plus 9.
Yeah. He says to you at this very moment, or not to you, but into the stone, you hear him. Anytime now, is what he said, but in Sylvan.
Do you have friends coming?
Oh Jesus.
Friends? No. Of course
Ren's
not.
gonna make
What
a
do you mean,
perception
friends?
check to see if there's anyone around.
Give me a perception check.
Or she's gonna look to see if there's anyone around. That's she's freaking out. 5.
You do not hear anything. Whatever do you mean? Listen, we can talk. You want to talk? Let's talk.
You said into that stone anytime now. What's happening?
This is happening. And you, with your passive perception, can hear thunderous multiple sets of hooves coming from the forest, actually directly behind you. They seem probably a little bit of ways off, probably 50 sort of feet, but you can hear them. Sounds like thunder.
Are they aggressive?
And at that moment, busting through the forest, 5 centaurs
Oh my god.
You hear one, and they all begin to surround you. Two of them kind of split between you and Ren, seeing that you are the two that are up, and level pikes at you. These do not have ornate armor like the one that is asleep. They are all just kind of clad in different forms of leather. Some has satchels, some have just straps and breastplates, carrying all sorts of different weaponry too. But they kind of level their pikes at you.
Atlas is gonna look at the one leveling the pike at her and say, I have defeated your leader! I am now your leader! She points to the one that's on the ground.
Give me
Oh,
give me an
dear.
intimidation check.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wait,
Oh! That's a nat 20.
well, wait. I want to ask. So, is the centaur we've been fighting still in the grease fire?
No, he backed up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But the fire is still roaring, and at this point, it's probably diminishing now. But since the grease has been all burned up, but at the point, he's like kind of steps a few feet back and like unlevels the pike and just sits it in front of you. Another centaur rides its way up to the satyr, and it says something in Sylvan under its breath. You can give me a perception check to see if you hear what it says.
14 plus 9.
Yeah, so in Sylvan, you hear the centaur say, "What's going on here, Fennec?" And in common, you hear him in response say, "Listen, the humans, outsiders, they probably come from that town like the others. We should gather them, take them back."
Atlas is gonna speak up again and say, tell them I'm the leader now. We defeated the other one.
Bound their hands. We'll take them back to the camp. And you see the one centaur just, and the two of them go to your friends and begin to gather them and tie bounds around their feet. And it's kind of funny how they act, or like how they do this. It's almost like as if a horse would kneel. You ever see a horse kneel as they do this, just to get down to your level, to be able to tie you all up. Ren, the one that's leveled at you, kind of spins you around and is going to attempt to tie your wrists together.
She's like, that's really not necessary. But she's not gonna fight.
Adlith, the one that you kind of calmed for a moment.
I'm your leader. I will walk myself.
He just kind of lightly grabs you by the shoulder.
As she turns.
Begins to turn you, yes. And he lightly bounds you. You're kind of like on the front, like it's not tight or anything. Like it seems loose. He knows your innocence, right? At one point.
She's.
Good.
Oh, sorry. Can she look to him and say in Sylvan, what's your name?
He kind of cocks his head, and Sylvan says, Bretus. Bretus.
Bretus. You live here?
Camp. Not too far.
I live here too. Wanna be friends?
No.
Why not?
He just ignores you at this point and kind of ushers you towards the center as you can see all of your friends being gathered. Well, it was very nice meeting you two. And the satyr disappears. Din. One gives an order to the others as they begin to load up your friends, putting in two of you on the backs of others and the other two on the back of two other ones as well. So you see your friends are now hanging on the back of these centaurs. Surprisingly, your friends don't awaken, which is interesting. Usually a normal sleep spell that you would know of would put your party to sleep for about a minute. But it seems like they are going to be asleep for a little bit longer. But eventually, they gather you up. and begin to usher you, followed by one of them, and eventually Simonius, or the one that you know as Simonius, gets up and is aided by one of the other centaurs and pulls him up. Inumbasana, as it points to Ren.
What did he say?
And Ren's inner monologue is, "Oh, geez, what does that mean?"
He says, "Be careful of that one. She's a witch." So as he begins to limp in front of you, and you all are beginning to get pushed and led into the Chondawood.
Can
Are we
Adlith?
unconscious now? Or no, you said we're still asleep.
Yeah, you guys are all still asleep, unconscious.
Can Adlith get towards the big one we were fighting?
Sure. He kind of like is already. So you guys, the two that are up and awake, are at the front of this pack of centaurs. Simonius, sorry, and another one who's aiding him kind of walk are in the front. So you guys are just directly behind them, and then the other 4 centaur that are carrying your friends are behind you.
Adlith is just gonna speak out loud in Sylvan. She'll say, "I feel bad. Can I help, please?"
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 15?
They continue to walk. Doesn't even seem like they hear you.
I'm gonna heal you. And Adlith is going to reach out her hands and touch the horse butt. Cast cure wounds.
Touch the booty.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 1d8 plus 5. Ooh. It's a 7 plus 5.
So 12?
Yeah.
As you put your hands on the horse butt, and you cast the spell, it spooks him, and he jumps forward, and he quickly turns around with his pike and levels it at you, and just points it. Then he kind of stops for a moment, and begins walking a little bit easier now, but continues to walk.
Just turns around and says, "I helped. I'm the leader now."
That was very nice of you to do.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
Okay. It is some time, but it is not too long to get to your destination. But you two are led, unless you want to do something else, for about an hour or so. A little bit under an hour, probably a half hour, 45 minutes, until you get into this opening, this glade. So you walk into the forest and then press on for about 30 or 40 minutes. So you get into this big, wide open glade, but the sky itself kind of disappears as the canopy is reached over, which casts this like gray, dim light over this area. So in the enter you can see these large round huts with these thatched roofs that kind of hang over them. The doorways of these are at least 6 feet wide and 9 feet tall. It looks like they're built for the centaur. But there is 8 of these, and they kind of are sitting in this round circle, semicircle, where the glade would be. The space itself is probably 300 feet that they have cleared out. And in the center, you can see very large fire that is kind of roaring. At the moment, you can see off to your side a few places where they have on stakes like dead creatures. And they're kind of skinned, looking probably for a meal, kind of drying near the fire, not too far off in the distance. You can see at this point multiple centaur, probably about another 10 to 12 that you see kind of working their way through the camp, just doing all sorts of daily duties that you would see. And as you see Sabonius kind of return, 2 centaur that seem to be a little bit younger to you two that are walking, kind of flank him, and they say, "Simonius, you look injured." This isn't common, though it is a little bit broken. "Get off me, boy!" And he pushes one of them to the side, and you see Simonius go into one of the large huts. The other one that was leading him turns to the others and says, "Drop them here. Tie them to the posts," and he kind of points. And you can see just about 30 to 50 feet outside of the small little encampment that these centaur have here in the wood, large posts that probably stand 15 feet into the air. They seem like they're old trees or something like that. But as you get closer, you can see that one of them houses a dead, what looks like gnoll that one of the centaur have to cut free. As he smacks it with one of his swords, and the body falls, and he moves it out of the way. There are only 4 large pulls, so you are all tied in 2s. Well, except for one of you, which is going to be Ren, who's singled out on the far right. The rest of you are tied. So it is Isaiah and Redrick. Cassis, you are tied with Adlith. Egg and Kaldor are tied together. Eventually, after you're tied, they disperse for a moment and kind of go back to their business. But yeah, you are now tied to posts in this centaur camp.
In
two
what
of
way
your-
are we tied to the post?
So your hands are kind of like around it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you were like this, behind it.
Okay.
And are we next to our partner or like on opposite sides of them?
So opposite, back to back.
Okay.
Right. So you'd be like this.
Are they? Do they have them like standing up or sitting down?
There, you all are on like sitting.
Yeah,
Sitting,
we're
okay.
unconscious still, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unconscious, so we hard to stand.
And I will say, just a little aside, after the centaur showed up, grandfather went and is sitting on Adlet's shoulder.
Hi, grandfather.
So are there any centaurs around us right now? Are the younger ones still in sight?
Give me a perception check.
Can I also make one?
Sure.
Oh, that's not
That
good roll.
is 11.
It's a 7, but I plus 9 is a 16.
So with a 16, what you do see is that the centaurs that all tied you up, the 5 of them that showed up, I think it was 6. The 6 of them that showed up went to the same hut that Simonius did. The rest of the centaur that you did see entering the village, that were kind of just performing their duties, seem to be curious. You can see them as they pass; they stop and look at you, but then they continue on quickly, seeming none of their not being their business. So you can see them, but like I said, you're probably about 50 or so feet away from the village or encampment here. So you can see them like give cursory glances to all of you, and then continue on.
Can Adlet
Did
try
they-
calling out to one of them?
Sure.
And Sylvan? Hello!
Are there any guards posted by us?
Not that you can see.
Okay. Ren is going to try to. She's not going to try to get away, but she is going to try to loosen her bonds so that if something
Okay.
attacks her, she can.
Give me a
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, give me. Yeah, sleight of hand.
Okay. Shit. Oh, okay. Hang on. All right. That is a 10. But
Oh, good.
if it, well, you go first, and then I'll say what I'm gonna say.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, if it fails, I have something else to do.
So, Adlith, as you call out, the centaur just kind of gives a brief breath, and it just continues to trot on by, and you can hear Ren. Not that loud, but like you
Yeah.
can hear her struggling. It kind of perks up one of your ears. You can see her; she's wiggling, trying to get the ropes free, but they do not come free.
Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna put it in chat. 'Cause Ren really wants to get out of these. Oh no, not that one again. Ren really wants to get out of these bonds. So, unbeknownst to her, as she's struggling, she's going to use some psionic energy. And I'm going to roll a d6 and add it to that.
Okay.
Give me 6. Come on. Ha! Fuck, that worked. 6. So 16
Okay.
now.
That'll do it. As you're like struggling, you kind of give up for a moment. Work. And it seems like at that moment, you feel almost like a pulse in your hands. and the ropes kind of come loose, and you just
Okay. Well, she's gonna pretend like she's still tied up.
right.
So,
You just feel them come loose. Maybe even grab onto them before they fall.
yeah, definitely. She wants to look like she's still tied up, so she doesn't want them to fall off. She just wants them to. She just wants to be able to, like, if she needs to.
Does Atlas see that happen?
Perception check.
5 plus 9, so 14.
What'd you roll on your sleight of hand? A 10? You
Yeah.
said it was a 14? No,
Yeah.
you do not see it.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
But she does hear Ren.
You can hear at the moment where she fails, you can hear kind of like, damn it. Maybe she even mutters like, damn it, or something under her breath. There is a sign that you can see that she's struggling. But Ren, when that happens, you like,
Okay. Okay. And I guess I'll just call over to Adlith and. You doing okay?
Yeah, were you taking a poop?
No, just not really comfortable being tied up. How are the guys doing? Do they all seem okay?
She looks around, she says, yeah, Castus has really soft hands.
That's probably why he couldn't grip the tree. Give him a little shake, see if you can wake him up. I don't really like that whole unconscious thing. It's pretty weird.
Okay, Adlith is going to, like, wiggle her hands and, like, tickle the palm of Castus's hand.
Will I feel this?
yeah, because probably about at this moment, it's been about an hour. And you all are kind of coming out of this groggy.
What's touching me? What's touching me?
It's me!
Where? Why can't I move my? Oh, no,
We're tied
no.
to posts, everybody!
I feel that.
And then you see her. Ren's alone, though. Pooping.
Is everybody okay?
I think
What
so.
Yeah.
Well, the little man put you all to sleep, and then a bunch of centaurs came, and now we're in their camp, and we're all tied to posts.
Excellent. We're all alive.
We're all
That was
alive.
well. We're all alive. That's a great news.
Little less than ideal.
Yeah.
I
Can
mean,
I try to get my
compared to
hands out?
dying, it's pretty ideal.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Can I try to get my hands out?
Sure. Give me just a general dexterity check, Cass. Actually, you can give me sleight of hand.
I got decent sleight of hand. Come on. I want to different dice. One that has been fucking me all night. 17.
You can't. You struggle and you struggle, but
Damn it.
What's the deal? We trying to break out, or are we waiting?
Like, I think it's the left side pocket, 3 down from the middle.
at this point, as you guys are all talking, you hear hooves approaching. You can see the 6 centaurs kind of lining up in front of all of you. They all kind of form this line in front of you and point their pikes at all of you, and you're all like, ugh.
Hello.
At this point, you can see Simonius walking behind them. In un baikhanana, ere toramosha. And Adlith, you can hear him say, "You all have trespassed in the Chondawood. We know none of you. You are like the others, so you must die." At this point, as that last moment, you can feel the pikes push into all of your chest. Not death yet, but you kind of all.
Adlith,
Yeah, I'm just gonna say in general. What they say? What something's bad about to happen, isn't it?
And Adlith is gonna say in Sylvan, "We're not trespassers. I live here." And she's going to say, "I would never trespass in the Cedarwood."
Give me a persuasion check.
While all this is going down, I'm
At
shunting out
advantage.
the claws on my left hand trying not to scratch Isaiah, I guess. But like, and I'm just gonna start like trying to whittle down the rope around the wrist if I can get like an angle on it.
Did you
I
roll
mean,
with
I've got
advantage?
scissors in the bag.
Can
Sorry.
we
You
get
roll
to
with
the bag?
advantage?
Me?
Yeah. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I get to roll with advantage?
Mhm.
Okay, that one was a 3. So 18.
18. Kind of stops. Dudesnula says, I have never seen you before.
I'm from the village of Northwind. The one that was destructed by a dragon about 50 years ago.
And these are your friends?
Yes. I speak for them. They don't understand our language.
Then you will die with them. And he kind of turns his back to you and trots to the begins to look down the line. And at this point, you can see how he kind of gives them all a nod, and all of them kind of. And at this point, you hear from above you wings, massive wings, as landing right in front of you between you and the centaurs, a massive owl, and all of a sudden, with a burst of wind, the leaves kind of kick up from the ground, almost into a tornado-like fashion. And transforming out of owl form, you see a woman dressed in a long brown cloak. That's kind of with a large fur collar that kind of falls down to the back. You can see she carries a staff that is made of these old branches that comes up to a gnarled point with this very interesting white gem that sits at the top of it. Her hair is sort of braided in these. It's red in color, and it's braided into this top knot, but it also kind of falls down into like dreadlocks that kind of fall down along her back. But you can't really see the front of her at this moment. And she says, Simonis, you will not harm the child or her friends. I demand this, and so does the mother. Release them. And he kind of turns to the woman who just showed up. Lillian, I did not expect you. You take away the fun of my brethren. Killing these folks is not fun, and it would not be fun for you. I said release them. Inuashana. Enoda, he says to Lillian in Sylvan. And he says, what he says is, the grandmother were here about this, and we'll have to speak to you. I just lost audio in my headset. At that point, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is this, did you say what race this woman is? Is she human? Is she elf?
Your mic's
sound like
all
a
Is that
weird.
robot?
You're a robot.
Ren?
Me? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I
Mecha
still a
Ren.
robot?
Still a robot.
You're still a robot.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
It's
disconnect and
whispers in
reconnect.
our
Okay,
heads.
go ahead.
So
Yeah, these are the whispers.
Move up.
Calder, as this is going on, is just gonna try to break his binds.
Okay. Just brute strength, athletics check.
Yes, sir.
How's my whittling
Redrick, you can
going?
give me just a straight dex check.
Okay.
And I just asked if you had mentioned what race this woman is, if we can tell.
From the back of her, you can assume human, but you can't tell because you didn't see any of her facial features. But she's human.
Okay.
Not
Can't
one
see her
for
ears.
a 3 on my end.
What was that, 3?
Yeah.
And Calder?
14.
Mm-mm. Struggle and you can't.
Lillian!
She at this point, you can see the centaurs like trudging away behind Simonius. And she turns around, and as you can see, Lillian, she is human. She seems to be probably in her 40s or so at this point. Interesting, but she has some age to her face. She has these freckles that kind of dot her cheeks, kind of brown, deep brown pockmarks. She lays the staff down, excuse me, in the dirt, and she goes and kneels next to Adlith, and she takes out a dagger and cuts the rope. So Cassis and Adlith, you kind of release your arms, and she goes to give you a great big hug.
Yeah, Adla throws her hands around like Lillian's neck and says, "We were looking to find you. Thank you."
I thought I sensed you here, my darling. And she kind of pushes you out. You look older.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I missed you. I still have egg. And Adlith is like I guess the egg would be like it's kind of shifted to the side, so she readjusts it. So it's like back on her back normally.
Sorry to interrupt the reunion, darling, but we are still tied up over here.
Bryn's gonna stand up and just sheepishly let her bonds fall and be like, "I can help," and she'll come start untying everybody.
Okay.
I'll go
And
to
as
do
you
the
guys are
same
all
thing and just like pull and probably like, yeah, just about, maybe.
all
Give
of
me a
you are
second.
kind of getting untied. Adlith, you notice that she has interesting a necklace made of all these sort of different claws. What the center one is what looks like a tooth of a dragon. That you know that it is. She's told you stories about it before. But that necklace that she usually wears is around her neck. But she wears like normal leathers that are kind of embellished in greens and browns and very fall-like colors that she wears. She wears tight boots that are up to her knees, very tight and wound. But she's looking good. She looks a little bit older since the last time you saw her. But she gives you a hug and stands you up. What are you doing here, my dear?
We're looking for the magic water.
Magic water? Whatever do you mean?
Hi, Miss Lillian, is it?
Hello.
Hi, thank you very much. And he offers a very deep bow. Like, thank you, thank you for saving us. Sorry. The water she's talking about is in it's what's it called again? I'm blanking on what it is. It's the,
Blooming Grove.
Blooming Grove. Water in the Blooming Grove. We are
She, as you say that,
Uh,
please do not call it by that name.
oh, okay. What should we call it by?
Lueth Erid.
Come
Please.
again?
Lueth Erid.
What'd you
Lueth
call
So
it?
Luef Erridd.
Luef.
The ferret. Well, yeah. So we're looking for that water, that area, and once we have it, we'll be on our way.
Adlith, my darling, he must be joking.
No, that's why we're here.
Do you know that
What?
is forbidden
No,
to most creatures of the Chandlewood?
The area or the water?
Both.
is it forbidden to you?
Even to me, my child. It holds an
Oh.
ancient power, power of the elves, long ago. It is protected by the forest itself, it is said.
Any reason for that? That you're aware of?
That it is protected. The
Right.
reason is lost to history, my friend. Ah, all of you. Apologies. I am Lillian. At least
Might
that's
have to
what
make your question.
most call me.
Name's Calder, ma'am. The water, given its restricted access, so to speak, any reason you think an outsider would want some of that?
Say that again?
Given the water's restricted, so to speak, is there a reason you think somebody would want some of that from the outside? The gentleman who sent us in here for it, not exactly my cup of tea, anyhow.
Not that I know of. It is, like I said, holds some sort of power. Even I have not got close enough to even test the water itself. There's a stream that runs to this large, magnificent tree, unlike any that I've ever seen before. The leaves are always a shade of burgundy, purple in the winter. Do not know where it's from. I can sense it's alive. It is not from the Trundlewood.
Who do you think we can speak to get permission, since that seems to be required.
None that I know of, but I do recommend, Adlith, tell your friends here to stay put. I must discuss with the Greenblades your release. They
Okay.
want to speak with want me to speak with grandmother, then I guess I'm going to have to do that.
Thank you.
Who's grandmother? And you mentioned like a mother to release us in the name of or something.
I did indeed. She kind of just looks up into the sky. I'm sure you'll all meet grandmother soon enough. Please make yourselves as comfortable as you can. I must go speak with Simonius.
Oh,
Adlith, it is so good to see you again. She kind of gives you a kiss on the cheek. She kind of pulls you back. So old.
Yeah, I think I was only like 20 the last time I saw you.
And sometime. She kind of
Mhm.
like falls, her hands fall, and as she does, she kind of touches Egg. Oh. Very well, my dear. Make yourselves comfortable, of you. You're safe here, at least as long as I am. As long as I am here. Please.
Oh, sorry. Translation for name of Grove. Hard to say.
That is what we call it. Any other name is foul, in my opinion.
Hmm. Okay.
But
Thank you.
I will reconvene with all of you in, hopefully, a short time. They can be hard to deal with.
Do you want me to come along?
No, my dear. This is probably best that I do the talking for now.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
are sweet for volunteering, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Bye.
she kind of briskly turns around. He walks towards the center of the camp, and you can see her heads into the large structure that the Centaur had made their way into. Disappears behind some looks like hide curtains that were kind of act as a doorway. You are just kind of left standing there.
Do we have our weapons? Or do they
They
have
do. They do not remove them from you.
them? Well, I'm reloading just in case.
Well, that happened.
I haven't seen her in forever. What a wonderful
Which-
time for her to show up.
Good thing you have friends here.
Speaking of which, and Isaiah's gonna walk over to Castus and be like, "So, real quick, people that want to hurt you and that's it are just gonna do it. People that want to talk, you don't shoot."
Yeah, what the hell were you
He
thinking
was
back there?
He was charging, and I thought maybe the sound would deter him.
I
Granted, it
mean,
was the best
People
idea.
are rabbits. They don't run away from loud noise.
halt
No.
or die?
Most people run closer to loud noises.
Your logic was.
What about Adlith? Adlith tends to not enjoy the sound of my gun, and so I thought it might have the same effect.
Your logic wasn't terrible. You just needed to take it one step further. That's all.
Or not do it at all. And just,
Not the shot. I meant he needed to take his logic
Ah.
one step further.
the logic. Got it.
Think it out.
Yes.
Bit past where he did.
Well, okay, fine. When the opportunity of a raging centaur comes charging at everyone, I won't fire at him.
Appreciate that.
That works great. I mean, do you think I'm just an idiot standing in front of y'all? I had plenty of plans that were going to stop him.
We
Which
had
is
about 3 seconds to figure that one out. We didn't exactly have time to hold a committee.
Yeah, I was in.
Yes.
So,
that was. I mean, I'm sorry.
That
That
was
was. Yeah, that was funny.
well, fuck you very much as well. About this blooming.
I'd have
grove,
helped if there was time.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Right?
So how are we gonna handle this? Because even if, is she even gonna give us a direction?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, did you hear if he was talking about it? I'm not too hopeful.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
too
to
sure
the
about that.
water. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
meant just like out here. Well, you heard her. We can't get the water.
Well, I mean, she did
Mm.
say
Can't's a strong
she
word.
said it was forbidden to people of the Chandlewood. You're the only one of
Technically,
us
we're not
that's
people of
ambitious enough here.
So I can't
But-
go with you.
Well, there's usually at least somebody you can appeal to see if there's exceptions to rules.
Could
This is
always
where we
break.
lose Adlith from the party.
Yeah,
She
bringing it back up.
she said it was like an ancient power of the elves.
Hmm?
I don't know. Maybe I could get it. We just
cooked
need
with,
to know more.
Never cooked with elf water before.
Doesn't sound like she could know more, really.
Either way, we should stay here and be careful and wait till Lillian comes out, and then maybe she could take us back to her place, and then we can rest and talk more about it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good to regroup.
Yeah. How is everyone feeling, by the way?
I'm
And
fine.
worse.
Bang.
I am interested though if we could. I mean, they apparently don't. Atlas the only one that seems to be able to talk to them much. Could you see where they get their like supplies? Because that one that we were fighting had some mighty fine gear. We'll have to ask where they get their weapons and armors.
Well, they may make them here. I don't know.
I mean, you would hear that, but
Doesn't seem like they're getting it shipped in from anywhere out here in the woods.
At
Alice,
this
do you
point,
have any idea where we actually are in relation to? You know?
Yeah, how long were we out? That's a good question.
Oh, 45 minutes.
Oh,
well, I feel rested. Nice.
as you
Long
guys are
nap.
kind of standing there talking, two Centaur, two unfamiliar, one kind of more tan, lightest tan, and his chest is very light gray, and you can see pock marks on him. And the horse end of him is a gray with black speckled, and the other one is just pure brown with some lighter hair that kind of surrounds his grayish chest as well. A light muzzle and face kind of comes to a small tough beard. Both approach all of you and in common say, "Please come sit." And they kind of both turn back towards the fire. And around it now that all of you are kind of awake and notice that there seems to be seats set around the fire and kind of not seats themselves, but they're like logs, very long logs, and there's some stumps that can sit, and they seem to be too small for a centaur, so it's odd. So it seems like smaller creatures use this as well. As you all are kind of ushered into the middle of the camp, do all of you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go, but I probably won't sit.
Okay.
Yeah, Ren will follow a little hesitantly, and she probably won't sit either.
Yeah, I think Caldera will stand behind those sitting as well.
Atlas sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the fire.
Yeah, so as you all convene around this fire, the centaur that live here are definitely keeping a wide berth from all of you. You can hear curses muttered at all of you, Adlith and Sylvan. They definitely do not like your presence there. You do see, as you are kind of all convening around this fire, a small group of satyr, not dressed with a vest or anything like that. They all different colors of fur, and different horn shapes. Some smaller and kind of stunted. Others are very long and wide. A group of about 10 of them come back and they haul a stag that they kind of look around. We have guests.
Hello.
Need help
Kind of give you
cooking?
this odd wave. No, thank you. Another one says.
You sure? I cook good. I promise.
No, thank you. Another one kind of turns and says.
Okay.
And you see them kind of drag it out of your view behind one of the large huts.
Friendly.
Yeah, this warm, fuzzy feeling.
Mhm.
About 20 minutes or so go by, and all of you are brought by this cute little centaur child. He is a boy. He kind of wheels out this small little rickety crate or kind of cart that looks like it was probably scavenged from somewhere. One wheel is broken on the one side, so he has to like lean it, and he's like struggling. He's like, oh, and it falls.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you want, I could maybe make that a little bit nicer for you.
I was told not to talk to you. And he kind of
You don't have to talk at all. You just gotta sit there
Please
for
don't
a
talk to
couple
me.
of minutes.
and he pushes it up first to Castus, and he just, without looking at you, just goes and hands you a plate, which is just this like slab of meat, with some like cooked vegetables, and it's just like right in front of you. And he slowly gives it, goes to the next person, without looking at
Thank
you,
you.
but peeking.
Thank you.
And he stands probably like 3 foot high at max, very scrawny. His hair is like a very large afro of brown curly hair. You see these 2 nubs that kind of stood up above his head, and he has just the smallest little patch of hair growing on his chin, and he has very, very bright blue eyes. Some rosy cheeks that are kind of. He seems a little bit plumper in the face, so his rosy cheeks are very prominent. He has a little round belly, but and his fur is black. That on his legs, and his hooves are jet black, and he has this little tail that kind of wiggles as he goes by, and all of you hands you with his rickety crate a plate.
As he hands Rin her plate, she's gonna kind of crouch down and smile at him. And as she reaches for the plate, she's gonna say, "Oh, you have something here," and she's gonna attempt to pretend to pull a copper coin from behind his ear.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Oh, look, here it is. Look, you gotta wash your ears better. And she'll hand him the copper.
Kind of takes it.
Thank you for the
What?
food.
You are a witch, and he throws the coin, and he just goes running. He just turns around and runs the opposite direction, leaving the cart there as it kind of, and the rest of the plates go crash onto the floor. So the rest of your meals are just like on the ground. As he just
Bewildered.
sprints.
She looks at the others. She's like, "It was just a coin trick."
I
All
don't
beware
think
the
they
copper
like
witch of
you.
The Chandlewood.
Why? Everybody likes me.
What did
Wanted
you
to
do while we
taste
were
the
unconscious?
I have no idea.
I think this is an experience, you know? You know how Egg and I and Redrick were looked at in Calder were looked at in the village? We aren't necessarily the odd ones now. You know? And there might be something to do with your elfness.
Ren's just kind of shakes her head and she's like, "It's either the elf or the human."
Don't worry, I like you though, Ren.
Thanks, Adleth. I like you too.
And you're not in it alone. They don't seem to like any of us.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking it's more of an outsider thing than anything.
I mean,
you
to
look
be
bad.
fair, we're a bunch of large people holding weapons, so it's kind of going to engender a little bit of fear.
I don't have any weapons.
Egg, you look sad. Why do you look sad?
Wanted to try stag.
Estes, he had this plate. He just had hands it over to Egg. Here you go.
What is it? I'll take take one of like my kitchen knives from my pack that I have with my set, and I'll what is it? And I'll cut off just like a piece, and I'll just sort of like stick the piece on like the end and just hand the plate back to you. Thank you. And just try it out.
Anybody else want some dirt-free meat?
Ren will hand out her plate for everyone too. And they're like, "Yes, you guys can have mine too, since it's all my fault."
Hey, we don't exactly seem to be in a
Okay.
position to be turning down ground meat. I'll like bend down and take 2 plates. Start devouring it.
So
Yeah.
I am gonna
Kinda just like,
ask this question: how is the stag?
gamey. It's well done. It's obviously been cooked over a fire, and that's about it. No spices are added. It's just plain old, well done deer meat.
I'm all right. I'll stick with the old hardtack. Reach into the backpack and pull out some rations. Start.
Gnawing at that jerky.
Yeah. Doesn't
And
taste
the-
good, but it's got the nutrients.
Adlis will eat the floor stag. She's used to dirt in her food.
Beggars can't be choosers.
As
Calder,
Yeah.
you should probably check one of your pockets over there. I'm just gonna point to one of your pockets, and you're gonna feel a warmth in it.
Reach in.
And yes, I am using my one of my bardic inspirations for this. So, what is the tasty treat that can't be beat for you, good friend?
You see Calder pull out a small. It's like a small square, dense lemon cake with a little like cream cheese icing on top. He just kind of looks at it. See a little smile crawl across his face. His head kind of goes down. He looks almost sad.
What's wrong?
Uh,
Not good.
No, it's perfect. Actually, thank you. My mother used to make these. Haven't seen one in a long time. That's all.
Bet better than ration. Enjoy.
Damn right about that. Thank you very much. Oh shit, that's good. That is-
I'll say
that is
so, and
goddamn
I
good.
guess, I mean, would you get the healing from it? I guess you're not using it with any like rolls, are you?
Just
So
make a roll.
yeah, okay.
Roll if you want to.
Well, yeah, roll my
How
inspiration.
good is it?
It's a 4's worth.
Hey, that's not too bad.
But while everybody's starting to go around and eat, Isaiah's pulled two of the stumps next to each other and set up his pack on one of them, and starts pulling out the extra set of tools he grabbed from their last campsite, and is starting to pull on them, kind of like he did with the bed. And it was a thieves tool, so it's got like scissors and a mirror and everything, and he's just sort of starting to shape them like Play-Doh and pull them apart and reshape them into a set of Smith's tools. But it's going to take a while, so he's just getting started on it.
Awesome. Cool. As you all are sitting there eating, a curious individual shows up. One that a couple of you recognize. The centaur that had met you in battle. You hear a whistle. Ren and Adlith, you both notice him as he's kind of just entering the camp a little bit far off ahead of you, and and he's like carrying, and he's throwing a berry, and he catches it in his mouth, and just waves at all of you.
So the centaur or the satyr?
Satyr,
Yes.
sorry if I said
There we
centaur.
go.
Sorry, I meant satyr.
Hello.
Hey, sorry
You.
about pointing a gun at you.
Kind of straightens his vest, and he trots off, and he goes into the same tent that the rest of them had went into, Lillian and Simonius and the others.
That went well.
Opens the
Long
hide
meeting.
curtain and walks in.
Long meeting.
Yeah,
Not a
I'll
fan
finish.
anyone.
This, like,
Puts me to sleep against my consent.
I'm gonna finish like scarfing down my 2 plates of meat, and then probably just like. So, anyone else interested in what they're talking about in there? Just kind of like nod over towards it.
Can
Not
grandfather
really.
hear things, Isaiah?
Sure. Anybody can hear things. It's just vibrations in the air.
Can grandfather hear things, and then you hear things from grandfather?
How would I do that? If he was over there, I'm over here.
I don't. you build things. I mean, you like to tinker with things. I thought maybe you had some sort of device that could transmit the sound from one point to the next.
I mean,
How
that's a good idea, but
how far away is the tent? Now that we're
From where you guys are
listening.
sitting,
Yeah.
20 feet or so.
Can Adlith like perk her ears up and try listening really hard?
Ooh, you can try. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Come on, pink dice.
20.
19 plus 9.
damn.
So,
All the dice. This pink dice loves me today.
whenever the satyr enters, you can pick up very briefly. He kind of gives his funny introduction, and you can hear one of the centaurs snaps, and he like goes silent instantly. You cannot make out words, but you can definitely hear raised voices within the tent, like an argument is happening. You definitely hear Lillian's voice raise at one point, and you can hear Centaur going back and forth at it. And it seems like even as you kind of lose the conversation a little bit behind the fire and stuff, and the other goings on of the town, not town but the camp, it's definitely an argument, and it seems to have lasted and lasting. You don't know what they're arguing about or what's being said, but
They're not very happy.
Oh, of course not. Your friend came in and just said, "Stop what you're doing and give us those people." I think though, so far we haven't had a great track record at cooling things down so much as exacerbating problems. Maybe we'll let your friend who knows what she's talking about and who she's talking to make a deal. It seems like she's got our best interest at heart, or at least our continued existence.
I mean, if you're looking to cool things down, dead bodies get cool after an hour or two. I mean, you don't say warm.
at this point, all of you hear sort of this low, bassy boom. And you can see dust and leaves and a flash of light from underneath the rudely created hut. You see the leaves and the dirt kind of level at one moment, and then it.
What you do, Castus?
Okay. I didn't do anything this time.
Does Adlith recognize that as Lillian's magic, or?
Give me an Arcana check.
13. I don't know if I have anything plus to it. No, just 13.
You're not too sure what that was.
Calder stands up, just looking at the tent. He looks like kind of tensed and ready.
As you're all looking at the tent, you see it open with a quick flash, and you see Lillian come storming out. Blasted woman. Throws it behind her. She comes storming over all of you. Well, I tried.
Lillian.
Hello, my darling. I tried to convince them to let you go. They wanted to know why you were here. Tried to explain as best as I could, but there's been a problem. And they, at the moment, still see you as a guilty party.
Does that mean they
Sort
plan
of
on
problem.
execution?
We were literally just traveling.
You're not the only ones that have been traveling to Chonderwood, my dear. There have been others, and these others have been causing problems, especially for the green braids.
Oh, do they? Redrick, you still got that pen thing?
Just thinking the same thing. I start like digging around in my pockets and then like pull out a little pen.
We
See any of
found a
these coming
camp.
through?
Just
Kind of looks at it. I'm sorry, I haven't.
Maybe start
Saying
checking the
this
bodies.
is- They could be responsible.
well, we found a camp a little ways back. Looked like a semi-permanent thing, but a group had used it recently, and well, they had been mauled by
Slaughtered.
some. What did you call them? Wild thorny dogs,
Yes, wild thorny dogs.
who eventually attacked us. But it seems like that was a a site used that could be reused again and again. So maybe that's where they've been coming from. We actually followed their trail until we found your friends. What did you call them? The Green Blades?
Green braids.
Braids.
What sort of problems have they been causing for the braids?
Well, I'm going to let them explain exactly what has been going on, but I know that there's been others traveling in recent times and have slain a few of their kin for us. Some were found even burnt. Nothing but bones left. It's quite a sight.
Well, hold
Anyway.
on now. You said you tried to convince them and failed. They still see us as guilty. Does that mean they plan on executing us?
They want a meeting. Grandmother would like to speak to all of you.
Yeah, alright. Well, that's no problem. When? Now?
Kind of looks up to the sky. In an hour, I would prepare yourselves. She can be harsh, to say the least. I will be there, but I've spoke for Adlith since I've known her for a long time, and I've known her parents for even longer. She is a friend of mine, and I care for her. If you all are traveling for her, or with her, and I have nothing else to do but trust you. But prepare yourselves. I have some things to gather.
We appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lillian.
You're welcome. And at that moment, in a flash, in a gust of wind, turns in not a large owl, but a small owl this time. Flies off into the forest.
I'm gonna take
Right,
that
it's gonna,
5
like-
blades pin and just kind of like hide it in my boot. Make sure they don't like end up seeing it somehow if they search us.
Rin just watches Lillian fly away and she just mutters, I've seen a lot of weird stuff lately.
Druids are
Only
pretty
gets better.
fascinating.
Yeah, that's a neat trick.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Um,
that's not fair. She can turn into an owl. Why didn't he call her a witch? I can't do that.
Because she's a druid.
Coin trick.
I mean, maybe it's just she's a witch they know. And you're a witch
I'm
they
not a
don't.
witch at all.
I mean,
Depends who's asking.
He does natural stuff. You did weird stuff.
It's a coin trick.
Never heard of it.
Rin will do the same coin trick to you.
Whoa, you keep your money in your ears, Egg?
I didn't think so. How'd you do that?
You just
She's
gotta
so
watch
weird.
better, bud. And she'll flick the copper at you.
Wait, is there money in my ears?
Let me check. And she'll look behind your
Although-
ear and no, but no, nothing behind your ears. Sorry. I don't have anything else to pull out.
Caldwell
Wait.
will lean over to Egg and like put a hand on his shoulder. Now, Rin, do it one more time. Egg, watch real closely. You might be able to see, and I'll cast guidance through that touch.
Alright, I'll actually roll a sleight of hand for this
There you
then.
go.
I'm watching. I guess would that be a perception check for me? I'm confused.
Yeah, and you get to add a d4.
That's gonna be a-
We'll do that.
You tell me first. No, I'll tell you first. It's a 22.
Oh boy.
God, you're putting that's a big old plate. All right. Well, my modifiers are +3, so
It's possible.
there's a chance. Ooh, I don't think there's nothing I can do about this. Oh wait. Okay, so got a 20. 13 plus 4 plus 3.
Close.
So close.
And Rin's just gonna pull it out and be like, yeah, I guess you just have big ears. You gotta check better. And she just tucks the copper. I'm gonna keep this one.
You're a robot again.
Yeah, you're a
robot.
I didn't see anything.
Ah, fuck.
Oh.
what are we gonna do for the next hour?
I suggest everybody takes a little bit of time. Maybe we should think about whether or not does anybody know anything about mysteriously appearing and disappearing contracts?
Nope.
I don't.
No. Signed one. In hindsight, that wasn't the best idea, but
Does Isaiah know anything about contracts like that?
Know plenty about good old-fashioned manipulation.
Arcana check.
All right.
Nat 20.
I
nat
will
20,
say,
nat 20.
Castus, whenever you signed that, he definitely felt like something weird happened.
Oh, I mean, I don't know, maybe some sort of magic thing that happens with disappearing and appearing contracts. Unlike you, I don't know magic, so I
I don't know magic.
Now, to be fair, man, it's I'm just wondering if maybe getting out of your contract would be better than fulfilling it.
What'd you roll?
9.
Do not know.
It's I mean, it's a magical contract, right? We don't know what's in it.
Well-
either we face whatever this ancient power of the elves might be, if it's real, or we face snow.
Well, I mean, I certainly suggest we get the water. I'm just not necessarily suggesting we then give it to Snow.
He did say we just had to try in order to fulfill the contract, I think. He didn't say we had to like necessarily succeed or else something terrible would happen to Castus, but well, we don't know for sure and I don't really trust him that much.
What did the actual contract say, though?
There
No,
wasn't
it's not
anything on it.
That's the thing. There's no text on it.
Okay.
So the deal is whatever Snow wants it to be.
Yep. And so is the punishment.
I mean, from the way you guys talked about it, it was just give him the water, get the info. So we don't give him the water, we don't get the info, but that's the way I'd
Pretty
write
much.
it.
Yeah.
Without that,
Usually a fee for an investment like this.
What did he invest?
Time, trust.
Their information. And
But we
she
don't
looks
have his
pointed to you.
information.
No, he has information for you
Hmm.
that he let us know that he had. And then
No
you know, you did your whole
exploding.
like, "Woo, break a window" thing.
Not the first time, but yeah.
Not super helpful.
Uh,
Just an
plus-
observation.
Plus, if we're ever going to get down to the bottom of this, we should be making more friends than enemies around town. And not fulfilling contracts is a great way to make it. Well, or at least make a lot of people not want to talk to you or trust you.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing here. I mean, I'm still working, so I'm distracted. I'm not thinking clearly. But maybe we should just take a few minutes. Oh.
Hello.
Yeah. You okay?
Dad heart attack in the around the fire.
Can't say.
Sorry, sometimes the thoughts come in and you just gotta take a second to parse them out. I'm just wondering about how do we approach these green braids and grandmother?
Well, I mean, maybe we can offer to help with whatever issue they're having. They'll be, if not, we won't be friends, but they might not try to kill us next time, and maybe will let us continue on without trying to kill us.
Yeah. And if it is the five blades that are, you know, messing with the forest, we might be able to give them some information that could be useful to them.
That's true.
Mayhaps.
And we also have the information about something weird going on with those thornies.
Well, those could have been their thornies.
I doubt it.
I don't
Unless,
know.
I mean, have you? A campfire smells from quite a long distance away. So if those five blades had roasted anybody, we probably would have still smelled it. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Never been to a person roasting.
Can I take a look around, as you mentioned that maybe it's their thornies? Can I see if there's any thornies in
Mhm.
the area?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Uh, 10.
You do not see any thorny dogs.
Eh.
Do I see and or hear like a work tent?
What kind of a work tent?
Something that might have like a smith in it?
Perception check.
Alright. Let's see if I'm not very good at this. I am very, very bad at everything today. A 9.
You do not hear the sound of a smacking anvil. No,
Mm.
you do not.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm still working on this, so I'm distracted.
Now, a question before we have this meeting.
Okay.
What are the odds that we go to this meeting and end up getting executed anyway? How confident are we that we actually get out of any punishment?
30 to 40%. I was thinking 30 to 40% executed, maybe 40 to 50% end up with some sort of service we owe them, which leaves what, like 10% that we get to just leave.
I'd probably put a 0% on that.
I mean, it's always possible.
If it really comes down to it, we can probably fight out. Shit, I don't know. It'd be tough.
That one friend hit really hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I was more thinking punishment for leaving right now is probably the same one we'll get right after that meeting.
Oh, no.
No one really around.
If we take off right now, they're just going to kill us, period.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Sounds like what they're gonna do anyway.
They know this
Maybe.
place way better than we do, and I'm pretty sure they move faster.
Maybe.
I
Already
don't think we
shot
get
it
very
first.
far.
Already shot
Plus we-
first. Maybe ask questions.
Yep.
Just
That's not a bad idea.
Fair.
Besides, I mean, they already put pretty much all of us in a coma for a little while without presumably trying all that much. Who knows what they could do if they're actually trying to hurt us?
Well,
I don't
maybe we
know.
hear them out and start there. See what, how they feel about us specifically. What they see that we did wrong. Maybe what we can do for them. Like you said, maybe a favor for a favor.
I think that's the best route we can take, is trying to help them so that they see us as not just trespassers or a threat, but maybe just allies to a degree.
Give them a show of goodwill.
I did
see
heal
what
the
we
big
have.
centaur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Adelaide, do you know these people or know of them much?
Lillian, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I meant the green braids, the centaurs, the satyrs.
Oh, does she?
You've met centaurs and satyrs before, rarely on occasions, but you've never heard of the green braids.
Okay. I've met others of the race, but not any pertaining to this particular group.
Unfair. That's unfortunate. I mean, I was hoping maybe you knew if they traded. I mean, you don't seem to have much of a mind for money, so maybe they don't, but we did just pick up that fancy bar. Just as an idea if it comes up.
That bar, if we ever get out of here, that bar might be more useful to us in other ways.
Oh, yeah, it certainly would, but if we could just trade gold for, us leaving unharmed.
Does Adleth know if gold means really anything here in the Chondlewood?
You've seen it used. Give me just a general intelligence.
This
13.
is
13?
to Isaiah. I don't think it will be useful.
No,
You've never seen it. I mean, the small little village that you lived in, there was definitely a forge, and you've seen things forged out of gold and created out of gold. But trading wise, not really, not really.
Yeah, that's more of a town thing, not so much a Chondlewood thing.
that makes sense.
Trade info.
From tribe, gold is nice, but kind of useless.
Yeah, they need something practical.
Oh, well, I was just no. I was listening around earlier. I didn't hear any smiths or anything, so I was wondering if maybe they traded for their equipment. But regardless, that'll be in another 45 minutes or so.
Well, let's rest up and we'll have a conversation. See how it goes.
Okay. You guys wait the hour.
Yeah.
Is this considered a short rest?
If you would like to make it one, yeah.
Oh yes, please.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. How are peeps looking? Just curious.
At the end of the
I'm
short
fine.
rest, probably better.
Yeah, it does.
We've got the robot has returned, by the way. Yeah.
Oh God, me again.
Better than me.
Maybe we could trade them a robot
Yeah.
for our
Might be a
freedom.
connection issue or something.
Could be.
Very good.
Adlith is
I don't think you
fully
are.
healed at the end of her rest.
Say something, Sarah.
Please tell me it worked.
You're good.
Hey,
you're good.
there you are.
As you all are healing and taking your time and taking this period to rest next to the warm fire, eventually you see the hide curtains open once again, and from inside, it is now at this point evening. The light is beginning to dim. You can see through the trees a little bit of the orange and yellows of the night sky kind of approaching. From inside the tent, you can see a fire has been set up as the light kind of pours out of the tent hut as it's open. You see a centaur. All of you. One massive hand he waves at you all kind of in.
I just want to
Alrighty.
immediately clock any exits, including the one we came in. If there's any other ones out here.
Forest.
Yeah. Okay. No, I meant
It's
in
not
the
like you're
tent.
trapped in a
It's not like there's there's a
Oh.
back door or anything. It's just the one we came in.
Just the one you are beginning to walk through this moment. So
Sweet.
I'm assuming you all go.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And not to look threatening at all, my pistol's in the holster, my duster is closed, it's out of sight.
Okay. So as you all enter this tent, you can see that the opposite side, Redrick, you first notice there is an opposite exit of the hut. Another set of hide curtains kind of falls. You can see the kind of light falling through the crack. And the majority of the centaur that had entered are no longer here. You see two other centaur, not including Simonius, who is here. So there's 3 centaur total. You see the satyr, who sits on a small little log that is surrounded by this campfire. The campfire is no larger than probably 1 or 2 feet across. It burns about a foot into the air. The hut itself is filled with smoke. So as you all enter, it's kind of it burns your eyes, maybe even causes all of you to cough. You can see that there are mats made of hide, probably a large elk or a moose or some sort of large animal. They're laid in a circle around this fire. The satyr, friends, it's good to see you again. Please take a seat.
it.
All right.
A moment. Grandmother will be with us. She takes her time. And he crosses his legs in this like awkward silence.
We never did get your name, friend.
Ah, niceties. Excuse me. Forgot about them. Fennec
Clearly.
is my name.
Fennec.
Fennec.
Pleased to meet you outside all of the mess.
Pleased to meet you now that you're not trying to kill us for no reason.
It is my pleasure indeed. And he takes a little pipe out of his little pocket inside of his vest, and he
Pleased. Oh, different kind of pipe. Okay, never mind.
Do you think it was a crack pipe or something?
I was thinking pipes.
Yeah.
Like a little-
Chandlewood's
little-
wild.
No.
And eventually, there's this awkward silence where it's these two centaur and the satyr just kind of. And it is silent. They are not making any noises. And it's about 5 or 10 minutes of this odd silence until you see a large hand kind of pull the curtain back. At this point, you can see that night has arrived outside. And hobbling in, you see this hunched figure standing no taller than 3.5 feet. Black robe that falls down past their feet. The hood is up, covering the face completely in this darkness. And you can see these two glowing yellow eyes kind of underneath it. And it's holding this staff that kind of comes into this crescent moon shape. It's just made out of what looks like a basic wood. No, nothing too special about it, but it seems it has cracks and splinters, and it hobbles. It sits next to the fire, and it keeps its head down like this. From all of you, and it seems like this is coming from inside of your minds. Welcome, outsiders.
Grandmother, I take it.
That is I.
Very pleased to meet you. Wish it were under better circumstances.
It has been some time since we've had outsiders here. But within the recent months, activity has grown. The Chandlewood has become dangerous, unkept, wild. Tell me, voice kind of deepens. Why are you here? In my forest.
Well, grandmother, we were asked by an individual from the nearby town to get some water from a place that we refer to as Luferidid. Luferidid.
I have never heard of this place. But I'm assuming meant Arid Luren.
Yeah. That's the. I apologize.
Silence!
Mm.
Taint its name and my presence. You are no longer permitted to speak. You are not the only ones in recent time that have searched for this place. Now, a druid speaks kindly of you, says that she knows one of you, trusts one of you. But we do not trust any of you. At this point, all of you hear from outside. Then, opening up, you all see Lillian enter. Apologies. She kind of finds herself along the side of the hut, kind of in the back. She has done us a great favor in the past. This is the only reason I am talking to you now. Simonius, which one of them is the one that spoke in your mind? He just slowly reaches up a hand and points to Ren.
What?
Mind Whisperer.
You're the Mind Whisperer.
Some of you hide. Some of you run. But all of you are intertwined in a fate that none of you know. None of you understand. Some of you carry burdens and search for things lost. Lost even yourselves. Those of the forest are forbidden to get near the pool that you search for, as it holds an ancient power, even older than myself. For me to grant you access would be a great gift. Lillian. Yes, grandmother. Is what you say, if what you say is true, they must pass the test before they're allowed entry. She kind of, Lillian kind of stops and holds her breast for a moment. I don't think they're ready. No matter. They've come here. Fate has brought them here. She kind of just... Very well. Fennec, you hear inside your minds. Oh, of course. And he turns around and he picks up a tray. There, on the tray is just a bunch of these round bowls, about this wide.
About to do some fucking ayahuasca.
Yep.
And he kind of passes them all to you. First to you, Isaiah. And then he goes to Redrick, Castus, and all around you. Does anybody not take the bowl? Okay. Here is only but a little bit of the power that you seek. Consume it. Pass the test and you will know that you've been granted entry. And if you fail, the power will consume you. And you'll be lost to the fate that binds you all together. Now drink.
What does the water in the bowl
Sniff
look like?
So as you look at it, it just seems like clear water.
Well,
Does
Does
smell
it
like
have-
anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it have any smells?
You can give me a perception check.
Since it's some sort of food, do I get advantage?
Sure.
Okay. That was the gamble. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know where to go.
Feeling generous.
Whatever the consequences are, I'm ready. Call the Earl drink.
Yeah, Adlith will too.
Yes.
First one's a 16. Okay, so I rolled a 16 and a 14. So you said perception check?
Yes.
That's a 19 total.
Okay. It seems minerally. Seems like water.
Okay.
Renal,
All right. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say Ren will hesitate for a second, and then after saying Calder and Adlith both do it, just be like, and bottoms up.
All right. Everyone that drank, Constitution saving throws for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the only test.
good
It's not an
at that.
alternative.
Yeah, I
What
was
was
gonna
that?
say I was.
Just gonna say like this is the only test, no alternative. Can't like chop a tree for you or something.
Drink! You hear from
I was
inside
gonna
your
say,
mind.
I'm gonna give it a
Not
hearty
bad, not
skip.
bad.
And then I would have drank as well.
All right, Isaiah.
I'll drink.
Isaiah would take the bowl in one hand and sort of move his finger around in the water just a little bit and use magical tinkering to make a little picture in the bottom of the bowl that probably nobody sees, but you probably can guess who it is. And then he watches the bottom of the bowl as he drinks.
Redrick.
23.
Okay.
Damn.
Nat 19.
Cassis.
Natty 10.
10. Isaiah, we'll go back to you.
Damn you, Redrick. Not 20, but only a 22.
Ha!
Adlip.
19.
Okay. Egg.
An 11.
Cassis. Or Calder, sorry.
7.
And Ren.
15.
Okay. You all, as you drink, sit there for a moment. And as if nothing happened, your hearts. And it's as if time slows. Close your eyes. You all drift into a darkness. The one I wanted. Okay. So, Calder. Your eyes. You wake up. And the first thing that hits you is the smell of sweat, disgusting streets, sewage. Excuse me. But there's also a breeze that kind of hits your nose as you're breathing. You can smell what smells like the sea. You are on your knees on a wet cobbled street. You can hear voices as you hear the ringing subsides, which is replaced by voices, cries, screams, and barks of orders. You look down, and in front of you is a mop of long, brown, scraggly hair. You can see, you look out and you look at your hands. They are not your hands. This is not your hair. This is not your face. You feel it. You have this beard and patches and different spots all over your face. Your hands look scarred and skinny, of like unfed and scarred from a long lives of hard labor. You're on your knees and you kind of get up as you're yanked by this chain that is attached to your wrist. You are now, as your kind of perception in your eyes begin to come out of a fog, you see around you all sorts of people walking this dirty street. Most of the people here are looking down, have these odd complexions to their skin, sort of like a darker brownish gray that you see, most in rags. You can see as you stand up, you look around, you see people in cages lining the street, all sort of sitting, some getting whatever kind of remnants of moldy bread and slop that they've been eating. Children, women, men of all different ages, shapes, and sizes sit in these cages. And you were pulled along. As you look up to see who's pulling you, you see a massive man that probably stands about 7 foot tall, and he is broad. All in black. You can see he has like these straps that kind of go crisscross around his back. You can see a large broadsword that kind of goes up to a hilt, and he is just pulling you behind him. You look down, and you were dressed in nothing but a long, like, blouse skirt kind of thing, like just a shirt that's all tattered, and nothing. Your feet are bare and bruised and bloody, and you are now just being pulled along through these streets here. As you're getting pulled along, you hear a scream. Ah! As you see in front of you, and you almost trip over this person. a lady, a woman. Please, please help me. Come on, wench! And you hear whoosh behind her, and you see a large whip smack the back of this lady. She falls. She like hand on your leg as it like slowly drifts down. You see a gentleman behind her pull her up. Come on! And you see that she is attached to 3 other people. She gets dragged the opposite direction of you. As you are getting continued to get pulled farther and farther in, the street widens into this large square. And at the center, you see a large platform with a stone set on the center. And as you're looking out, you can see a large crowd surrounds this thing. And you hear, poof, ah! Something has hit the stone. And you see a head roll as a body that was set, or the head that was set on it was disconnected from the body. This is an executioner's platform, and you see a large gentleman with this massive axe kind of twirling and just kicks the body off, and it falls off the back of the platform. The crowd roars, and you can see the heads being tossed in all different directions, the blood kind of spattering in front of the stone. Eventually, you are pulled up to a set of stairs that are behind the stage. Slowly, you're drugged, you fall, you slip, fall, and you're yanked up. Come on, you're next. And you can see where the stone is, there sets a platform that has like what would assume be 2, like a place for hangings to happen as well. As you can see, 2 nooses that hang down. But you were set down on your knees, kind of hands to your side. This is not your body. This is not your... It is your mind. All the thoughts are yours as you kind of catch up and your breath catches up to you. You look up and you hear off to the side, but you're sort of in this daze. You hear voices, kind of an argument off to your side. And you look up, and in front of you is a large city street where you can see balconies and people are standing on them and watching. And you see a gentleman with this large, wide-brimmed hat, kind of flanked by others. He has a leather sort of trench coat, and as you kind of catch him, he turns and exits. And the arguments that you have been hearing to your right seems to have subsided. Your eyes kind of drift towards it, and you see yourself holding this massive greatsword that you now carry with you on a day-to-day basis. It's odd, almost jarring to see yourself. You, the man, grabs you by your hair, pushes your head down as it sets itself on the block. No words are exchanged, but you hear shing as the sword is unsheathed from the back. And you feel the cold bite of the steel as it rests on your neck as he prepares to strike down. You take that deep breath, and you feel ting! At that very moment, you hear blade on blade happen as the long sword connects, and you see at that very moment a flash. And you are in total darkness. As you come to, the flash subsides. You breathe once again. You look down. Your skin's the same. You can see your red hair kind of has fallen in front of you. You look out into an expanse of black. The floor that you sit now are kneeling on, you reach down and you grab some of the dirt, and it falls to your hand. You are on a beach of black sand. It looks like it never ends. Give me a perception check.
Four.
At this moment, you see a very, very small, dim light out in the distance, which you would assume would be the horizon. It grows. It grows. And it grows. Until the space around you, except for the black sand, is all white. And you see 3 figures standing way off in the distance.
On the shoreline, or
Yeah, like way out. One moment. But as the kind of light is forming, you see from behind these 3 figures what looks like a shooting star. And that's what really kind of brightens this entire area up. And you wait what seems like eternities as these figures get closer and closer. One seems to be smaller than the others. They're all robed in these silver robes that fall down past their feet. You cannot see anything beneath the hood that they wear. One of them, the one that would be on your left as it approaches a little bit closer. Has he passed the test? You hear a voice coming from one of them. He was cast out for a reason. He should not be admitted. You hear this gust of wind. Silence. Justice and good above all. You hear a feminine voice kind of ring out, almost as if it's inside your head. Justice and good above all. She kind of approaches you. Your fate lies with me, child. You've been bound for some time, and we are here to free you. Now, remember these words. Justice and good above all. And you hear the 2 other voices. Justice and good above all. And you see them turn and begin to walk the opposite direction. She, the feminine figure, kind of walks up, and you see, as she gets closer, this silver white hair falls out of the hood as she kind of kneels down to you. Still no features to the face, as you just see black, but the hair kind of falling out. She gets down on her knees and she takes your hand. Justice and good above all.
am I able to speak?
You can say something, sure.
Who are you?
But you must enact vengeance on our foes. She waves her hand in front of your face, and it feels like you're falling and falling and falling into blackness. All right. One moment. Cassis. You wake up, and you are back home. You don't really recognize this, but your consciousness is there. You hear the busy streets of Erebar. You are definitely in one of an alley, and you can see some kids playing near you. You hear the laughing and the playful tones of children around you. You look around, and you notice that, man, I'm pretty young. You seem to be a child again at this moment. It's almost as if you're looking at yourself as a young child from almost above. You can see yourself look down. Sorry, give me one moment. And from around the corner, you see yourself kind of leaning up against the wall, kicking a puddle that you stand near. Kind of seem frustrated, maybe because the kids didn't invite you to play, or you're not doing anything maybe rambunctious or anything like that. And from around the corner, you hear little foot pads as you see coming around the corner an old friend of yours. Well, come on, Doran. I'll race you to the falls. And you see yourself. No way! You're never going to beat me this time. And you see yourself sprinting. The falls, you know, is a very, very, it's kind of this makeshift sewage pipe that kind of runs into clear water in a massive pool that runs outside of the city. A lot of the kids love to jump off of, but you were always scared to do so. So you chase after your friend as fast as you can. You don't really remember this happening before. You chase, and you're running, you're fast. Faster than him. This time, you're going to beat him this time. And you see a large stone ledge coming up closer and closer. You can see the bright sunrise and the kind of the glittering sea out in front of you as you get closer and closer to this large edge, this kind of wall that you know that the children of Erebar like to jump off of and into this pool. At least the street rats. You run and you charge. You see your friend step up. I knew you'd never be able to beat me. And he goes and just goes backward off the ledge, and you see him disappear. You get up, you look down. He's nowhere to be seen. You look around. Up on the ledge, you see a cat. Familiar cat to you. Some prints on his back that almost look like dragon wings. Fly. That's all you hear.
I kind of look over the edge, and how high is this?
You look down. About 100 feet high. You see a large, just a drainage pipe that kind of was just letting water down into this massive pool that you see. You see nobody in the pool. You see no splash of your friend.
I look at Draco and say, "It's too high. I can't." Oh, okay. Kind of back up a little bit. Okay. All right. Cast this conduit. I can do. Take a deep breath. I run. And I jump.
Feels like you're flying. You look down, you realize you are falling, and you are falling fast. You take one last sharp breath before you hit the water. Your vision goes black. You hear as you awaken once more, and you are in an inn, a crowded inn. Voices, excitement, and you see a man. Looks familiar. Almost resembles yourself in a few different ways. Surrounded by a camaraderie of companions, what it seems like, having a drink and laughing and having a busy time. And all of a sudden, poof, you see out of your right side of your vision a door get kicked in, and a battle is now happening within this inn. Men are slayed all around you. Bodies drop. You see this man that resembles you backed into a corner. he throws this burst at these men, and they go and they slam up against the wall, and they get up, and you hear sound, a very familiar sound to you, as a pistol is shot, and you see the man who had just sent the blast. He slides down against the wall. He lays there lifeless. For a time, you don't know what to do. You can't move. You're only seeing this. You don't know. You're just fixated on this individual who's slumped up against the wall. And eventually you hear poof, poof, poof. And you see a gauntleted hand reach out to you.
I look up at the figure.
You see the figure is a man plated in this beautiful silver armor. Beautiful. Engravings that you would not even imagine where they would come from on the pauldrons. Strapped to his back, you see a massive green shield and a sword that comes to a very long... It seems like it's too long to even be a long sword. Almost a great sword in size. Very beautifully wrapped in this brown leather. Brown green gem. The very hilt of it. He looks down at you and just... Behind the visor that he wears, you just see black.
I look at the figure, the person who looks kind of like me on the floor, and can I approach him real quick? Can I go up to him?
Sure. Nothing's stopping you. You seem... You're more than just consciousness. You look down and you're yourself.
Kind of look at the figure and just kind of... Yeah.
At this point, when you say that, you feel the gauntleted hand grasp your shoulder, pulls you away.
I'll struggle a little bit, but I'll eventually just go with it.
It just looks at you and turns around and walks towards the door.
Lathan!
No reaction. No. You see Draco kind of does a little twirl and sits next to the door. Kind of cocks his head at you.
I don't want to leave him, buddy. Okay.
He kind of turns around and he pads his way out the door behind the armored figure.
One more look back and say, "Oh, it's good to see you." I'll follow after.
And as you do, you step through. Take one step at the door and feel like you're falling into blackness. Ren. You press yourself up against the wall. You've been running. You know you need to escape, and you see next to you Briar, who's been leading you and has just told you that you need to leave immediately. You remember this moment very fondly. Look, Rose, you need to leave now.
You're coming with me.
I cannot. I will lead them away.
No. Wait. Logan was leading them.
He's taking care of it. He told me I need you to get you out of here as soon as possible.
No,
Rose,
no.
I said leave now. Take
Us
these things.
together. No.
I
come with
cannot. And
me.
he pushes you up against the wall. Trust me. Rose.
Come with me.
Rose. 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 You hear, and your vision jolts back. The rest of you all wake up. Seems like you've had the greatest night's sleep of your entire life. Some of you may have just had one of the best sleeps you've ever had. The others, Caldor, Castus, and Ren all kind of come out of this vision in a scream. Cold sweats. Ren, you look down, and you see these two blades that you've never seen before in your hands.
The fuck?
Enveloped in this greenish energy, and they vanish out of your hands. You look around, and all of you kind of look around. Grandmother is gone. You see light pouring in from both of the entrances, sunlight. It seems to be morning. The only person that you see with you in the hut is Lillian, who seems to be at all of yours awakening.
Man, you got any more of that water? That's the best night's sleep I got in ages. Oh, I like start stretching out.
Is that a fucking joke?
But no, I was great.
Essus just stands and leaves. He steps out of the tent.
Calder does the same thing.
Wait, what happened? You okay? I'll look at Ren.
I didn't really like that water. And she's gonna go get some air too.
You all step out of the hut into what is a muggy, warm day in the Chondawood. You see Centaur and Satyr alike doing their daily duties, and they all kind of look at you. Some have more of a journey than others. When they drink the water from the pool, Lillian says to all of you that are still in the tent. Like grandmother said, some run, some are lost, some are searching. But she is not wrong. All of you are intertwined in something far greater than you can even imagine. If you don't mind, can I have a moment with Adlith? Alone.
There's
Are we good to
nothing
go?
for us. Oh, yes. Are they going to try and kill us if we leave the tent?
You will be fine, I promise.
All right.
Just to send grandfather out if you need a hand.
I'm gonna look at Atlas and say, Giant, are you gonna be okay?
You get a happy nod. She looks fine. She looks like she's well rested.
Are the bowls
Okay.
still there?
Was it the bowls?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing there.
All right.
I'll be okay, Egg. I promise.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
And as you all exit, Lillian kind of comes and sits next to you. Adlith, I need to ask you a favor.
Yes?
I need you to give me egg.
No.
Adlith, please, listen to me. Give me the
Forever?
egg. It's possible. It We'll see.
I trust you. And she'll hand over the big egg.
She kind of unravels it. And she takes it out. She quickly sets it on the ground. And you can see the bottom of the egg is actually almost looks like it is molten in a way. It is like a flaming red and orange. She sets it on the ground. You can hear the as it hits the dirt. As I feared. Do you know what you have been carrying with you for this time?
A dragon.
So you do know.
Mm-hmm. A baby.
And do you know whose baby this is?
I assume it's the one that destroyed my village.
It is indeed. Now, she kind of takes it and she sets it into the fire. When you see the flames completely envelop the egg, almost perfectly on the outside of the egg.
Adlith looks a little anxious at this. The ears kind of flop back.
Trust me, my darling, and she sets her hand on your lap. As you stand, she goes on the opposite side of the egg, and she sits crisscross, and she begins to pull things out of her bag, and you see the flame turn a deep green. She takes something else, turns blue, but every time it eventually just comes back to normal fire. I will tell you, the mother of this egg, it's a very dangerous beast. Its bloodline goes back millennia, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. As far as I know, she kind of tosses something else into the fire. As far as I know, comes from a long line of royalty, Adlith. Though the royalty was eventually corrupted, had been cursed for just as long as his bloodline has existed. Its ancestors conquered and took over countless miles of land, ruled with a mighty hand, but she throws something else. The flame bursts. Luckily, the dragon that you seek, the one that you wanted to return this egg to, has not been seen in ages. And I can almost confirm that it had been killed not too long ago.
Egg's mom is dead?
Fortunately, my child. Give me your hands. Come here.
You could see the tears welling up in the corners of her eyes as she kind of goes over and gives her hands.
Without even saying anything, she slits your hand with a knife. She kind of grasps it tighter. She pulls it over the fire and like squeezes out some drops, and she releases your hand.
She kind of holds it.
Adith, do you know it is odd that this dragon has not died being in your care for so long?
I just thought it was sleeping.
This will tell the truth. And she throws one last herb. And almost as if in a blinding flash of light, you have to shield your eyes. The flame almost engulfs the entire hut here. You kind of have to back up. All of you hear whoosh as a flame envelops this entire hut. Not from the outside, but you can feel the force of whatever just happened. You look, and the egg is open from the top. Adlith. She closes her eyes, sets her hand on yours. Adurusha, and she heals the cut on your hand. It is going to be a great responsibility. And from behind you, you hear. And on your lap, you see the head of a very young red dragon. As it and it blows and flames kind of go out onto your lap.
Fire. Okay, fire.
This comes with more than just responsibility, but I have to be sure of it. Give me some time and I will call you when I know.
Okay.
You are bound to this thing.
I'm its mom now.
You are its companion. It is yours. And it is with you forever.
Okay. And
Take
she'll-
care till I am back. And you just, as the leaves kick up, the dust falls. She's gone. The flame itself dwindles as her presence is gone.
Adleth is looking at the little dragon on her lap, and she says, or the drake on her lap, and she says in broken draconic that she's been learning over the process of a while. She'll say, "Hello. Do you have a name?"
Quiet. And it says back to you in Draconic, and that is where we're going to end our session.
It's quiet.
But quiet.
Oh,
I want to keep playing.
Oh boy.
10
Just
more
gonna,
minutes.
just gonna drop all those
Let it be
feelings on us and kick us
drink.
out for a week. All right.
Yeah, sure.
oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Well, everybody, it was great fun. I hope you all have a great rest of your week and have an outstanding weekend. Keep playing D&D. Keep playing tabletop RPGs. They're fun. They're great. But everyone have a great rest of your week.
Real quick,
See you later.
before we send it
Go
off,
ahead.
we actually had in chat, Killam Nada gifted a bunch of subs out as we were going. As soon as we announced that we
Yeah.
had affiliate and we could do that. So he gifted 10 subs in total throughout the stream. So thanks for
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
thank you so much.
appreciate it.
That's awesome.
That's really, really
Love
cool.
And then Term just gifted 5 as well. We also had a new follower, Archmoose. So thanks for following. And
Hey, Archmoose. Thanks.
we
Thanks,
had
Moose.
Yeah, man.
James Chisholm finally followed after 5 streams in. So
Took him a bit.
took
Thanks,
you long
James.
enough, buddy, but appreciate it. Yeah. So thanks for all that, guys. We
Yeah,
love
see
you.
you guys.
Love the support.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye,
Nights
guys.
off Saturday, too, guys.
Bye.
Yes, nights off
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Don't miss it.
Nights off.
There's a lot of discussion to be had, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. See you guys.